Tonight, something in you has chosen a new way. Let the room become quiet around you. Let the day fall from your shoulders. Let the old conversations, the old calculations, the old fears, and the old disappointments move away from the bedside. You have come to this hour perhaps tired, perhaps wondering why so many days have seemed to repeat themselves, perhaps carrying thoughts of money, love, health, work, decisions, the future, and the secret questions of the heart. Yet you are not here by accident. Something in you has listened for a new word. Write in the comments, "This is the night my life begins to change." Write it not as a passing sentence, but as a quiet declaration of the soul, a sign that you are willing to place the old story under grace and let divine order open a new way. Let the words be simple. Let them be faithful. Let them be your first act of agreement with the change that begins in the silence. Now rest. There is no haste here. There is no pressure here. There is no demand that you become another person before morning. Tonight is not a night of force. Tonight is not a night of wrestling with appearances. Tonight is not a night to pull at the doors of life with anxious hands. Tonight is a night of inward turning, a night of remembrance, a night in which the old word may be withdrawn and the new word may be spoken under grace. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Say it softly within yourself. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Do not say it with strain. Do not say it as though you must make the whole world different by the strength of your tired mind. Say it as one who places a lamp in a dark room. Say it as one who opens a window after long confinement. Say it as one who does not yet see the whole road, but knows that infinite spirit sees it. Your soul is ready for a new word. Say it quietly. My soul is ready for a new word. Again, my soul is ready for a new word. Many hear words of truth and are comforted for a little while. They hear that God is supply. They hear that the spoken word has power. They hear that divine order can restore what confusion has disturbed. They feel something within them rise for a moment, like a bird lifting its head at dawn. Then they return to the old word. They speak again of defeat. They speak again of limitation. They speak again of the past as though it were law. They take the same fear into sleep and wonder why the morning wears the same face. But tonight, you are not merely hearing a word. Tonight, you are receiving it. Tonight, you are letting it enter the hidden chamber of thought. Tonight, you are letting it change the direction of your inner speech. There is a difference between admiring a truth and using it. A person may admire a key and never open the door. A person may admire a seed and never place it in the earth. A person may admire the spoken word and still continue to speak against their own good. But you are here now in the quiet, and something in you has chosen to stop living by the old sentence. Say, I receive the word and use the word. Again, I receive the word and use the word. Say, I do not return to the old word tonight. Again, I do not return to the old word tonight. Now let the body soften. Let the eyes rest. Let the hands release. Let the breath become easy. The change of life does not begin with noise. It begins in the secret place. It begins when a person stops agreeing with fear. It begins when the tongue refuses to repeat defeat. It begins when the soul says, I have served the old story long enough. I now speak the new word under grace. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Perhaps you have had days that seemed to bring no change. You rose, and the same thought met you. You worked, and the same concern followed you. You spoke to others, yet inside you carried the same question. You looked at your circumstances and wondered, will this always be so? You thought of money, and fear answered. You thought of love, and memory answered. You thought of health, and anxiety answered. You thought of work, and weariness answered. You thought of the future, and the old voice said, nothing changes. Tonight, that voice is not given authority. Say, the old voice has no authority over my divine design. Again, the old voice has no authority over my divine design. Say, the old story is placed under grace. Again, the old story is placed under grace. What has been repeated is not always truth. What has been familiar is not always destiny. What has been lived before is not always appointed to be lived again. Many people mistake repetition for law. They say, this always happens. They say, I never receive. They say, I am always left behind. They say, money is hard. They say, my body does not heal. They say, love does not stay. They say, I am too late. And because the sentence is repeated, it seems to wear the robe of truth. But I tell you, a false word repeated many times is still a false word. A limiting sentence spoken for many years is still not the voice of God. The past is not the final authority. Divine truth is the final authority. Say, divine truth is the final authority in my life. Again, divine truth is the final authority in my life. Say, my life answers now to divine order. Again, my life answers now to divine order. You are not here by accident. You may think you came by chance, but I do not believe in chance in the kingdom of spirit. There are divine appointments. There are moments when the soul is ready to hear what it could not hear before. There are nights when the mind is tired enough to stop arguing and the heart is open enough to receive. There are hours when the old resistance weakens and the new word can enter. This may be such an hour. This may be the hour in which you stop carrying yesterday as though it were tomorrow. This may be the hour in which you stop rehearsing the same loss. This may be the hour in which you stop calling yourself by the name of your fear. This may be the hour in which you say, very quietly, "This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways." Say it now. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Let the words be gentle, but let them be firm. The new way does not need to shout, it needs to be accepted. The new word does not need to fight the old word, it needs to replace it. The light does not wrestle with darkness, it shines, and darkness is no longer master. Tonight, you do not fight your whole life. You speak the word that places your life under divine order. Say, I place my life under divine order. Again. I place my life under divine order. Say, I place my past under grace. Again, I place my past under grace. Say, I place my future under infinite intelligence. Again, I place my future under infinite intelligence. Now consider the many areas of life that may be asking for change. Money may be asking for order. Love may be asking for healing. Health may be asking for peace. Work may be asking for right direction. The home may be asking for harmony. The mind may be asking for rest. The heart may be asking to be released from old fear. The soul may be asking for its divine design. Do not try to repair them all with anxious thought tonight. Place them all under grace. Say, my money is under grace. Again, my money is under grace. Say, my love is under grace. Again, my love is under grace. Say, my health is under grace. Again, my health is under grace. Say, my work is under grace. Again, my work is under grace. Say, my future is under grace. Again, my future is under grace. Now let them all be gathered into one word. My life is under grace. Again, my life is under grace. And now, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. You do not need to know the full form of the change. Infinite Spirit knows. You do not need to know which door will open first. Divine order knows. You do not need to know which old habit will fall away first. Divine intelligence knows. You do not need to know which person, letter, opportunity, decision, idea, or healing will become the channel. The channel belongs to God. Say, Infinite Spirit knows the perfect way. Again, Infinite Spirit knows the perfect way. Say, divine order opens the new way. Again, divine order opens the new way. There is such rest in not needing to see the whole path. The anxious mind says, I must understand everything before I can sleep. But the soul under grace says, I place everything in infinite intelligence, and I rest. The anxious mind says, I must prove that change is coming. But the soul under grace says, the word is planted, and divine law brings forth the harvest. The anxious mind says, what if tomorrow is the same? But the soul under grace says, the new word has gone before me. Say, the new word has gone before me. Again, the new word has gone before me. Say, my word opens the perfect way. Again, my word opens the perfect way. Your word is your wand. Do not forget this tonight. You have perhaps used that wand against yourself without knowing it. You have said, I cannot. You have said, I am afraid. You have said, it is too late. You have said, I always fail. You have said, nothing changes. And the wand, obedient to your word, traced the old road again. But now the wand is lifted under grace. Say, my word is lifted under grace. Again, my word is lifted under grace. Say, my word opens the new way. Again, my word opens the new way. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Let us withdraw the old word. You need not know every time you spoke it. You need not remember every sentence. You need not condemn yourself for having believed it. Simply withdraw it now. Say, I withdraw every word of defeat. Again, I withdraw every word of defeat. Say, I withdraw every word of limitation. Again, I withdraw every word of limitation. Say, I withdraw every word that is not of God. Again, I withdraw every word that is not of God. Now speak the new word. My life begins to change under grace. Again, my life begins to change under grace. Say, my life is rearranged by divine order. Again, my life is rearranged by divine order. Say, the perfect way opens before me. Again, the perfect way opens before me. There is no need for excitement. Excitement often grows tired by morning. We are not building excitement. We are establishing a word. We are not chasing a feeling. We are planting a decree. We are not trying to persuade the outer world. We are agreeing with divine law. Say, I agree with divine law. Again, I agree with divine law. Say, I agree with divine change under grace. Again, I agree with divine change under grace. Now let the night become a holy boundary. On one side of it is the old repetition. On the other side is the new word. You may not see the entire new life yet, but you can choose the word you carry into sleep. You can choose not to take the old complaint to bed. You can choose not to wrap yourself in the worn garment of failure. You can choose not to let yesterday dictate the atmosphere of tonight. Say, I do not carry the old story into sleep. Again, I do not carry the old story into sleep. Say, I carry only the new word into the night. Again, I carry only the new word into the night. And the new word is, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. If the mind says, but I have said such things before, answer gently, tonight I speak under grace. If the mind says, but I do not fully believe, answer, willingness is enough for the next step. If the mind says, but what if nothing changes, answer, divine order is already moving in ways I cannot see. If the mind says, but I am tired, answer, then rest and let infinite spirit work. Say, I am willing for my life to change under grace. Again, I am willing for my life to change under grace. Say, I am willing to receive the new way. Again, I am willing to receive the new way. Willingness is a small door, but divine love can enter through it. You do not need to fling open every gate at once. You do not need to become fearless tonight. You do not need to solve the entire past. You do not need to understand the future. A little willingness under grace is enough to begin. Say, a little willingness is enough under grace. Again, a little willingness is enough under grace. Say, my soul is ready for a new word. Again, my soul is ready for a new word. Now let us speak tenderly to the part of you that is weary, the part that has tried, the part that has hoped and been disappointed, the part that has prayed and then returned to worry, the part that has felt behind, the part that has compared itself to others, the part that has wondered whether life had passed it by. That part does not need scolding tonight. It needs rest. It needs truth. It needs the word under grace. Say, I bless the tired places in me. Again, I bless the tired places in me. Say, I place my weariness under divine love. Again, I place my weariness under divine love. Say, I am restored under grace. Again, I am restored under grace. You are not broken because you have been tired. You are not lost because you have repeated an old pattern. You are not beyond help because the same fear has returned many times. Grace is greater than repetition. Divine order is greater than habit. Infinite intelligence is greater than confusion. Divine love is greater than shame. Say, grace is greater than repetition. Again, grace is greater than repetition. Say, divine order is greater than habit. Again, divine order is greater than habit. Say, divine love is greater than shame. Again, divine love is greater than shame. Now the sentence again, slowly. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Let it touch money. My money begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Let it touch love. My love begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Let it touch health. My health begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Let it touch work. My work begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Let it touch peace. My peace begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Let it touch the future. My future begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now gather all of it. My life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. You are not required to know how divine order will begin. Sometimes change begins as a thought corrected before sleep. Sometimes it begins as a new calm where panic used to be. Sometimes it begins as the courage to say no to the old road. Sometimes it begins as the willingness to answer a letter, to make a decision, to forgive, to release, to rest, to speak kindly to yourself, to stop calling the future by the name of the past. Change may begin quietly. Most true things do. Say, my change begins quietly under grace. Again, my change begins quietly under grace. Say, the silent word opens the visible way. Again, the silent word opens the visible way. You may sleep while the word is working. You may rest while divine order rearranges. You may let the body become heavy while infinite intelligence prepares the next step. Do not think that nothing is happening because you are not struggling. Struggle is not proof of progress. Fear is not proof of responsibility. Sleepless worry is not holy. Rest can be faith when the word has been spoken. Say, I rest while divine order works. Again, I rest while divine order works. Say, I sleep while the new way opens. Again, I sleep while the new way opens. Now let the outer world recede. Let every sound become part of the quiet. Let the bed hold the body. Let the room hold the night. Let divine love hold the heart. Let infinite spirit hold the future. You do not need to hold everything at once. The old way made you carry too much. The new way places the burden where it belongs. Say, I cast the burden upon infinite spirit. Again, I cast the burden upon infinite spirit. Say, I go free. Again, I go free. Again softly, I go free. Tonight, something in you has chosen a new way. You are not here by accident. Your soul is ready for a new word. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, tonight, something in me has chosen a new way. I am not here by accident. My soul is ready for a new word. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now let the old day be finished. Whatever was said, whatever was feared, whatever was delayed, whatever was lost, whatever was misunderstood, whatever was repeated, place it under grace. Do not carry it further into the night. Say, the old day is finished under grace. Again, the old day is finished under grace. Say, the new word begins now. Again, the new word begins now. Say, divine order opens the new way. Again, divine order opens the new way. And now, as sleep comes nearer, let the words grow fewer. My life begins to change under grace, in perfect ways. Again, my life begins to change under grace, in perfect ways. Again, my life begins to change under grace, in perfect ways. Rest now in the first movement of the new way. Do not ask for signs tonight. Do not demand proof tonight. Do not awaken the old argument tonight. The word has been spoken. The seed has been placed. The soul has said yes. The night has received the declaration. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, softer. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, softer still. My life begins to change under grace. The new word is planted. Divine order is moving. I rest in perfect ways. Many hear the word, but few use the word. Let this sentence come gently into the quiet of the night. Many hear the word. Many are comforted by the word. Many feel a little light in the heart when the word is spoken. Many say, yes, this is true. And for a moment the burden seems lighter, the future seems kinder, the door seems less closed. But then the old habit returns. The same fear is spoken. The same complaint is repeated. The same sentence of limitation is carried into sleep. The word was heard, but it was not used. Tonight, let that change under grace. Say softly, many hear the word, but few use the word. Again, many hear the word, but few use the word. And now, tonight, I do not merely listen, I receive and use the word. Again, tonight, I do not merely listen, I receive and use the word. There is no blame in this. I do not speak to condemn you. I speak to awaken you gently. For many have not known the power of the spoken word. They have thought spiritual truth was something to admire from a distance, like a beautiful painting upon a wall, or a hymn heard from a far room. They have felt soothed by it, and then gone back to the old speech. But a truth admired from afar cannot change the life. A key admired in the hand cannot open the door. A seed admired in the packet cannot become a harvest. A word admired but not spoken in faith remains unused. Say, a truth admired from afar cannot change the life. Again, a truth admired from afar cannot change the life. Say, the spoken word must become a practice. Again, the spoken word must become a practice. This practice is not hard, but it asks for faithfulness. It asks that when fear speaks, you answer with the word. It asks that when the old story rises, you do not bow to it as truth. It asks that when the mind begins to say, nothing changes, you place a new word in its place. It asks that when you lie down at night, you do not carry the language of defeat into the silence. It asks that the truth you hear becomes the truth you speak, the truth you repeat, the truth you plant, the truth you live. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Say it softly. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Do not say it as a decoration. Say it as practice. Do not say it to make a sound in the room only. Say it to make a new order in the inner life. The word must be used where the old fear has been used. If fear has spoken of money, use the word there. If fear has spoken of love, use the word there. If fear has spoken of health, use the word there. If fear has spoken of age, delay, work, failure, loneliness, or the future, use the word there. Say, I use the word where fear has spoken. Again, I use the word where fear has spoken. Say, I place the new word where the old word stood. Again, I place the new word where the old word stood. There are people who hear that God is their unfailing supply, yet speak lack all day. There are people who hear that divine order restores all things, yet repeat confusion over every circumstance. There are people who hear that their word is their wand, yet use that wand to trace the same circle of limitation again and again. There are people who hear that what is theirs by divine right cannot be withheld, yet go to sleep saying, it will never come. They heard the word, but they did not use it. Tonight, we use it. Say, I use the word of divine supply. Again, I use the word of divine supply. Say, I use the word of divine order. Again, I use the word of divine order. Say, I use the word of perfect ways. Again, I use the word of perfect ways. The difference between the many and the few is not that the few are better. No, the few are not superior. They are not loved more by God. They are not made of some special substance unavailable to others. They are simply the ones who practice. They are the ones who take the word from the page of the mind and place it upon the tongue. They are the ones who do not allow the old sentence to have the last word. They are the ones who hear truth and then apply it in the hour of need. Say, I am willing to practice the word. Again, I am willing to practice the word. Say, I am willing to let the word change my life. Again, I am willing to let the word change my life. The spoken word must become a practice. Again, the spoken word must become a practice. Practice does not mean strain. Practice does not mean harshness. Practice does not mean scolding yourself each time fear returns. Practice means returning gently, again and again, to the true word. A musician practices the scale until the fingers learn the way. A child practices writing until the hand becomes steady. A soul practices the word until the heart learns faith. At first the old word may seem louder. That does not matter. Speak the new word. At first the old fear may return. That does not matter. Speak the new word. At first belief may be small. That does not matter. Speak the new word under grace. Say, I return gently to the new word. Again, I return gently to the new word. Say, I practice without condemnation. Again, I practice without condemnation. Say, grace is greater than my old habit. Again, grace is greater than my old habit. Many hear the word of prosperity and then speak poverty. Many hear the word of love and then speak rejection. Many hear the word of health and then speak fear over the body. Many hear the word of success and then speak failure over their work. Many hear the word of divine guidance and then speak confusion over every road. It is not that the word is powerless. It is that the old word is continually given authority again. Tonight, you withdraw authority from the old word. Say, I withdraw authority from the old word. Again, I withdraw authority from the old word. Say, I give authority to divine truth. Again, I give authority to divine truth. Now speak the central word. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Let this be the word you use. When the old mind says, tomorrow will be the same, use the word, my life begins to change under grace. When the old mind says, I always fail, use the word, divine order restores my right path. When the old mind says, nothing opens for me, use the word, the perfect way opens now. When the old mind says, I am too late, use the word, no delay can rob me of my appointed good. When the old mind says, I do not know what to do, use the word, infinite intelligence guides me in perfect ways. Say, I replace fear with the word. Again, I replace fear with the word. Say, I replace defeat with divine order. Again, I replace defeat with divine order. Say, I replace the old story with the new word under grace. Again, I replace the old story with the new word under grace. There is great power in substitution. Do not fight the old thought as though it were a mighty enemy. Substitute. A room is not made bright by arguing with darkness. It is made bright by bringing in light. A mind is not made free by endless struggle with fear. It is made free by placing the word of truth where fear has been. If the old word rises, place the new word upon it. If the old story speaks, speak the divine word. If the old habit calls you back, answer it with grace. Say, I substitute fear with faith. Again, I substitute fear with faith. Say, I substitute limitation with divine possibility. Again, I substitute limitation with divine possibility. Say, I substitute the old word with the word under grace. Again, I substitute the old word with the word under grace. The spoken word must become a practice. Again, the spoken word must become a practice. Now let the night help you. Night is a merciful teacher when you use it rightly. In the day, there may be many voices, many duties, many faces, many demands, but at night, when the lamps are low and the outer world grows quiet, the mind can be taught a new sentence. The soul can receive a new direction. The old word can be dismissed from the threshold of sleep, and the new word can be carried inward like a candle. Say, I carry the new word into sleep. Say, I do not carry the old word into sleep. Again, I do not carry the old word into sleep. The word is, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Many will hear such a sentence and think it lovely, but you must use it. Use it when the bill appears. Use it when the old ache returns. Use it when the heart feels lonely. Use it when the future seems uncertain. Use it when someone speaks discouragement. Use it when your own mind speaks discouragement. Use it not loudly, necessarily, but faithfully. Use it as one uses a lamp in the dark. Say, I use the word as a lamp in the dark. Again, I use the word as a lamp in the dark. Say, my word goes before me and opens the perfect way. Again, my word goes before me and opens the perfect way. A truth admired from afar cannot change the life. Again, a truth admired from afar cannot change the life. Now receive this without self-reproach. Perhaps you have admired many truths. Perhaps you have read wise words, heard holy words, spoken hopeful words, and yet returned to old patterns. Do not condemn yourself. Condemnation is only another old word. Tonight is not for condemnation. Tonight is for practice. Tonight is for a new beginning under grace. Say, I do not condemn myself for the old pattern. Again, I do not condemn myself for the old pattern. Say, I begin again under grace. Again, I begin again under grace. Say, the new word begins now. Again, the new word begins now. It is very simple, and because it is simple, the mind may try to overlook it. The mind often prefers complicated things because complication gives it something to do. It wants many roads, many plans, many worries, many explanations. But the law of the word is simple. Speak what is true under grace. Withdraw the false word. Repeat the right word. Let divine law work. Say, I speak what is true under grace. Again, I speak what is true under grace. Say, I withdraw the false word. Again, I withdraw the false word. Say, I let divine law work. Again, I let divine law work. Now let us speak to the one who says, I have heard this before. Yes, perhaps you have, but hearing is not always receiving. Hearing is not always using. Hearing is not always embodying. A person may hear of water and remain thirsty if they do not drink. A person may hear of bread and remain hungry if they do not eat. A person may hear of the spoken word and remain bound if they do not speak the word in the face of fear. Say, tonight, I drink the truth. Again, tonight, I drink the truth. Say, tonight, I use the word. Again, tonight, I use the word. Say, tonight, the word becomes living in me. Again, tonight, the word becomes living in me. The word becomes living when it is used at the point of resistance. It is easy to speak of supply when the purse is full. Practice begins when the purse seems uncertain. It is easy to speak of peace when all is harmonious. Practice begins when the outer world speaks disorder. It is easy to speak of faith when the road is clear. Practice begins when the road is hidden, and you say, infinite intelligence knows the way. Say, infinite intelligence knows the way. Again, infinite intelligence knows the way. Say, divine order opens the way. Again, divine order opens the way. Say, my life begins to change under grace. Again, my life begins to change under grace. Many hear the word, but few use the word. Again, many hear the word, but few use the word. The few are not superior. Remember this. They are simply consistent in the secret place. They correct the word when no one sees. They bless where others complain. They substitute faith where fear has spoken. They return to divine order when the old story tries to take the throne. They are faithful in little inner corrections, and those corrections become outer roads. Say, I am faithful in the secret place. Again, I am faithful in the secret place. Say, I correct my word gently and faithfully. Again, I correct my word gently and faithfully. Say, small faithful words open great roads. Again, small faithful words open great roads. Tonight, you may be one of the few, not by pride, but by practice. Not by saying I am better than others, but by saying I will use the word I have heard. Not by making a loud promise, but by making a quiet correction. Not by announcing a new life, but by speaking the new word in the inner chamber. Say, I choose practice over passing comfort. Again, I choose practice over passing comfort. Say, I choose the living word. Again, I choose the living word. Say, I choose the new way under grace. Again, I choose the new way under grace. Now let the old pattern be seen for what it is. It may say, listen and be comforted, but do not change your speech. It may say, feel inspired tonight, but return to fear tomorrow. It may say, admire the truth, but keep the old sentence. It may say, call this beautiful, but do not use it when the need appears. Tonight you need not obey that pattern. Say, I do not obey the old pattern. Again, I do not obey the old pattern. Say, I obey divine truth. Again, I obey divine truth. Say, I use the word when the old pattern speaks. Again, I use the word when the old pattern speaks. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now let the sentence move through the inner rooms of life. In the room of money, use the word. In the room of love, use the word. In the room of health, use the word. In the room of work, use the word. In the room of memory, use the word. In the room of hope, use the word. In the room of sleep, use the word. Say, I use the word in every room of my life. Again, I use the word in every room of my life. Say, every room of my life is under grace. Again, every room of my life is under grace. If money has been the room of fear, say, my money is under divine order. Again, my money is under divine order. If love has been the room of pain, say, my love is healed under grace. Again, my love is healed under grace. If health has been the room of anxiety, say, my body is in the care of divine life. Again, my body is in the care of divine life. If work has been the room of weariness, say, my work is guided into perfect self-expression. Again, my work is guided into perfect self-expression. If the future has been the room of dread, say, my future is arranged by infinite intelligence. Again, my future is arranged by infinite intelligence, and now the whole house. My life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. The spoken word must become a practice. Again, the spoken word must become a practice. Let us make the practice simple for sleep. You do not need many words tonight. Choose one. The one word may be enough. When you breathe in, here, my life begins to change. When you breathe out, here, under grace. Again, my life begins to change, under grace. Again, my life begins to change, under grace. Now add, in perfect ways, my life begins to change under grace. In perfect ways, again, my life begins to change under grace. In perfect ways. This is practice, gentle repetition, not force, not strain, not anxiety. A faithful word spoken again and again, until the heart becomes familiar with it. The old word became familiar through repetition. The new word must also become familiar through repetition. There is no mystery in this. What you repeat, you accept. What you accept, you carry. What you carry, you express. Say, I repeat the word of divine change. Again, I repeat the word of divine change. Say, I accept the word of divine change. Again, I accept the word of divine change. Say, I express the word of divine change. Again, I express the word of divine change. Again, I express the word of divine change. Now let the word be used against the old sentence, nothing changes. If the old sentence says, nothing changes, answer, my life begins to change under grace. If the old sentence says, I am stuck, answer, divine order opens the new way. If the old sentence says, I cannot, answer, infinite spirit can. If the old sentence says, it is too late, answer, divine timing restores my appointed good. If the old sentence says, this is who I am, answer, my divine design is restored under grace. Now say, my divine design is restored under grace. Again, my divine design is restored under grace. A truth admired from afar cannot change the life. Again, a truth admired from afar cannot change the life. So do not merely admire divine design, speak it. Do not merely admire divine order, call upon it. Do not merely admire perfect ways, declare them. Do not merely admire grace, place your life under it. Say, I place my life under grace. Again, I place my life under grace. Say, I place my word under grace. Again, I place my word under grace. Say, I place this night under grace. Again, I place this night under grace. Now rest in the responsibility that does not burden. There is a responsibility in using the word, but it is not heavy, it is freeing. You are not responsible for arranging all outer conditions by morning. You are not responsible for forcing every door. You are not responsible for knowing the whole road. You are responsible for the word you accept and repeat. That is enough for this hour. Say, I am faithful to the word in this hour. Again, I am faithful to the word in this hour. Say, the rest belongs to infinite spirit. Again, the rest belongs to infinite spirit. Say, divine order works while I rest. Again, divine order works while I rest. This is how the few use the word. They do not take the whole world upon their shoulders. They take the right word into consciousness. They do not attempt to force life. They stop contradicting their good. They do not pretend appearances are not there. They place appearances under grace. They do not accuse themselves for old fear. They correct the word and go free. Say, I correct the word and go free. Again, I correct the word and go free. Say, I place appearances under grace. Again, I place appearances under grace. Say, I stop contradicting my good. Again, I stop contradicting my good. Now let the word become tender. The teaching is firm, but the tone is gentle. I am not asking you to become severe with yourself. I am asking you to become faithful to your own good. I am not asking you to deny the tears you have cried. I am asking you not to make them your prophecy. I am not asking you to forget every hurt by force. I am asking you to stop calling hurt your destiny. I am not asking you to pretend the past did not happen. I am asking you to place it under grace and speak the new word. Say, I place the past under grace. Again, I place the past under grace. Say, I stop calling hurt my destiny. Again, I stop calling hurt my destiny. Say, my future is not governed by my past. Again, my future is not governed by my past. Now the central declaration again. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Let this word be used, not merely heard. Use it now. Use it against the old tired conclusion. Use it against the temptation to say that nothing can be different. Use it against the heaviness of habit. Use it against the belief that you are late. Use it against the fear that you are not chosen. Use it against the old inner whisper that says, not for me. Say, it is for me under grace. Again, it is for me under grace. Say, my appointed good is for me under grace. Again, my appointed good is for me under grace. Say, my new life opens under grace. Again, my new life opens under grace. Now let the body hear this. You do not have to stay awake to prove you are practicing. Sleep may be practice when you carry the new word into it. Rest may be practice when you refuse to carry fear. Quiet may be practice when the word is planted in the silence. Say, sleep may be practice under grace. Again, sleep may be practice under grace. Say, rest may be faith under grace. Again, rest may be faith under grace. Say, the word works in the silence. Again, the word works in the silence. Many hear the word, but few use the word. Tonight, I use the word. The spoken word must become a practice. Tonight, I practice gently. A truth admired from afar cannot change the life. Tonight, I bring truth into my life. Tonight, I do not merely listen. I receive and use the word. Again, many hear the word, but few use the word. Tonight, I use the word. The spoken word must become a practice. Tonight, I practice gently. A truth admired from afar cannot change the life. Tonight, I bring truth into my life. Tonight, I do not merely listen. I receive and use the word. Now softly, let the final part of this practice begin. The new word is not difficult. It is simply faithful. My life begins to change under grace. Again, my life begins to change under grace. Divine order rearranges my life. Again, divine order rearranges my life. The old story loses authority. Again, the old story loses authority. The new way opens now. Again, the new way opens now. I receive and use the word. Again, I receive and use the word. Now gather it all. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. And again, slower. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now rest. The word has not merely been heard. It has been used. It has been spoken over the old fear. It has been placed where the old story stood. It has been carried toward sleep. This is the beginning of practice, and practice under grace becomes power. You do not need to be perfect. You need only return. Return to the word. Return to grace. Return to divine order. Return to the new way. Say, I return to the word. Again, I return to the word. Say, I return to grace. Again, I return to grace. Say, I return to divine order. Again, I return to divine order. Say, I return to the new way. Again, I return to the new way. And now, as the night deepens, let the practice become rest. My life begins to change, under grace, in perfect ways. Again, my life begins to change, under grace, in perfect ways. Again, my life begins to change, under grace, in perfect ways. The word is received, the word is used, the word is planted, the word is under grace, and divine order opens the new way. Your life follows the word you have accepted. Let this thought come very softly into the night, for it is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to free you. Your life does not merely follow the words you say once in an hour of hope. It follows the word you have accepted, the word you have allowed to become law within you, the word you have believed long enough, repeated long enough, feared long enough, or trusted long enough until it seemed natural. Say quietly, your life follows the word you have accepted. Again, your life follows the word you have accepted. And now make it your own. My life follows the word I have accepted. Again, my life follows the word I have accepted. This is why the inner word matters. This is why the secret speech of the heart matters. This is why the little sentences you whisper within yourself matter. The outer world answers the inner word. The visible life answers the accepted word. The path before you is shaped not only by what you desire, but by what you consent to inwardly as true. A person may desire prosperity and yet accept lack. A person may desire love and yet accept abandonment. A person may desire health and yet accept fear. A person may desire peace and yet accept trouble as inevitable. A person may desire change and yet accept the old story as final. Tonight, we do not condemn ourselves for what has been accepted before. We simply choose again. Say, I choose again under grace. Again, I choose again under grace. Say, I withdraw the old word and speak the new word. Again, I withdraw the old word and speak the new word. There is mercy in this. The old accepted word may be withdrawn. The old inner speech may be corrected. The old belief may be placed under grace. You are not chained forever to a sentence you accepted in fear. You are not bound forever to a conclusion formed in childhood, disappointment, loneliness, illness, poverty, rejection, or shame. A false word may have lived long in the mind, but it is still false. A limiting word may have sounded familiar, but it is still not divine truth. Say, The old word is not divine truth. Again, the old word is not divine truth. Say, my accepted word is now under grace. Again, my accepted word is now under grace. Now let us see gently how the outer world answers the inner word. If the inner word says nothing changes, the eyes begin to look for sameness. The heart begins to expect sameness. The hands repeat old motions. The tongue speaks old complaints. The whole life leans toward the familiar road. Then the outer world seems to say, yes, nothing changes. But it was first accepted within. If the inner word says, I am always overlooked, the soul becomes watchful for rejection. It sees small slights as proof. It misses blessings as though they were not meant for it. It stands outside its own good, saying, not for me. Then life seems to answer, yes, you are overlooked. But the word was first enthroned within. If the inner word says, I am not safe, the body tightens, the mind searches for trouble, love is mistrusted, supply is feared, opportunity is examined for danger, rest feels suspicious, then the outer world seems threatening, because the inner word has clothed everything in fear. But tonight, we begin to change the accepted word. Say, the outer world answers the inner word. Again, the outer world answers the inner word. Say, my inner word is now divine order. Again, my inner word is now divine order. The word accepted within does not always shout. Often it is quiet. It may be a conclusion so old that you no longer hear it as a sentence. It may simply feel like the way things are. It may say, money is hard, so softly that you think it is wisdom. It may say, love does not stay, so quietly that you think it is protection. It may say, I am too late, so familiarly that you think it is fact. It may say, I cannot change, so often that you call it your nature. But I tell you, the hidden word is not always truth. The accepted word must be examined under grace. Say, I examine the accepted word under grace. Again, I examine the accepted word under grace. Say, I accept only the word of divine truth. Again, I accept only the word of divine truth. Now let the old accepted word come before the light, not so that you may fear it, but so that you may release it. If there has been an accepted word about money, bring it gently. If there has been an accepted word about love, bring it gently. If there has been an accepted word about the body, bring it gently. If there has been an accepted word about age, timing, success, failure, worthiness, family, work, opportunity, or destiny, bring it gently. Do not fight it. Do not be ashamed of it. Do not call yourself foolish because it was there. Simply say, this word is no longer accepted as law. Again, this word is no longer accepted as law. Say, I withdraw the old word and speak the new word. Again, I withdraw the old word and speak the new word. And the new word is, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. The word accepted within is like a seed hidden in the earth. The earth does not ask whether the seed is wheat or thorn. It gives expression to what is planted. In the same way, the law of expression brings forth what is accepted, whether the word was planted by fear or faith. This is why you must be tenderly vigilant, not anxious, not harsh, vigilant with love. You must notice what you have accepted, and if it is not of God, withdraw it. Say, I withdraw every seed of fear. Again, I withdraw every seed of fear. Say, I plant the word of divine change. Again, I plant the word of divine change. Say, the law of expression now serves divine truth. Again, the law of expression now serves divine truth. Do not say, I have always been this way. That sentence is often a prison built from repetition. Say instead, my divine design is restored under grace. Do not say, life has always disappointed me. Say instead, my appointed good comes in perfect ways. Do not say, I cannot receive. Say instead, I receive what is mine by divine right, under grace. Do not say, I am stuck. Say instead, divine order opens the new way. Say, divine order opens the new way. Again, divine order opens the new way. Say, my divine design is restored under grace. Again, my divine design is restored under grace. Now feel the difference. The old word closes the room. The new word opens the window. The old word makes the future a copy of the past. The new word places the future in the hands of infinite intelligence. The old word says, this is all. The new word says, with God, the perfect way opens. The old word repeats what fear has known. The new word speaks what divine truth has always known. Say, I speak what divine truth knows. Again, I speak what divine truth knows. Say, I accept the word that opens the way. Again, I accept the word that opens the way. Your life follows the word you have accepted. Again, your life follows the word you have accepted. So tonight, let us accept a different word. Not a word of force, not a word of denial, not a word spoken to impress the world. A word under grace. A word strong enough to change direction and gentle enough to carry into sleep. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Say it again. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now place it in the hidden chamber of thought. My accepted word is now under grace. The accepted word about money is under grace. The accepted word about love is under grace. The accepted word about health is under grace. The accepted word about work is under grace. The accepted word about time is under grace. The accepted word about age is under grace. The accepted word about opportunity is under grace. The accepted word about my future is under grace. Say, all my accepted words are now under grace. Again, all my accepted words are now under grace. Now we withdraw the old word from each place. I withdraw the old word from my money. Again, I withdraw the old word from my money. I withdraw the old word from my love. Again, I withdraw the old word from my love. I withdraw the old word from my health. Again, I withdraw the old word from my health. I withdraw the old word from my work. Again, I withdraw the old word from my work. I withdraw the old word from my future. Again, I withdraw the old word from my future. And now we speak the new word. My money is under divine order. Again, my money is under divine order. My love is healed under grace. Again, my love is healed under grace. My health is under divine life. Again, my health is under divine life. My work is guided into perfect self-expression. Again, my work is guided into perfect self-expression. My future is arranged by infinite intelligence. Again, my future is arranged by infinite intelligence. And the whole life, my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now rest with this knowledge. The old outer world may not change in the instant the word is spoken, but the direction changes when the accepted word changes. A ship turns by the helm before the whole body of the ship has moved. A door opens by the turning of a key before one has crossed the threshold. A seed begins its hidden work before the green blade is seen. Do not demand that the whole visible world prove the new word before you accept it. Accept the new word, and let divine law bring forth the expression. Say, I accept the new word before appearances change. Again, I accept the new word before appearances change. Say, divine law brings forth the expression. Again, divine law brings forth the expression. The outer world answers the inner word. Again, the outer world answers the inner word. This is not a burden. It is freedom. It means you are not helpless before the old picture. It means you may stop arguing with appearances and begin speaking the word under grace. It means you may stop waiting for the outer world to give you permission to change. The change begins in the accepted word. The new life begins in the secret consent of the soul. Say, the new life begins in the secret place. Again, the new life begins in the secret place. Say, I consent to divine change now. Again, I consent to divine change now. Perhaps there has been a hidden belief that good comes only after long struggle. Bring it under grace. Perhaps there has been a hidden belief that peace cannot last. Bring it under grace. Perhaps there has been a hidden belief that love must hurt. Bring it under grace. Perhaps there has been a hidden belief that money must be feared. Bring it under grace. Perhaps there has been a hidden belief that your best days are behind you. Bring it under grace. Say, every hidden belief is brought into divine light. Again, every hidden belief is brought into divine light. Say, only divine truth remains. Again, only divine truth remains. There are words you inherited that were never yours by divine right. There are fears you accepted because others spoke them with authority. There are limitations you wore because they were handed to you when you were too young to question them. There are conclusions you formed in moments of pain and then lived by for years. Tonight, do not accuse yourself. Simply return them to nothingness. They were not God's word for you. Say, I release every word that was never truly mine. Again, I release every word that was never truly mine. Say, I accept the word of my divine design. Again, I accept the word of my divine design. The word of your divine design is not a word of defeat. It is not a word of perpetual lack. It is not a word of abandonment. It is not a word of confusion. It is not a word of endless striving. The word of your divine design is order, supply, love, health, wisdom, right action, peace, perfect self-expression, and good that blesses all concerned. Say, my divine design is good. Again, my divine design is good. Say, my divine design is restored under grace. Again, my divine design is restored under grace. Now let the inner speech grow very quiet and very clear. Inner speech is the conversation you keep with yourself when no one hears. It is the tone in which you interpret events. It is the sentence you attach to a delay. It is the meaning you give to silence. It is the prophecy you make when something appears difficult. It is the name you give yourself when you have made a mistake. Tonight, the inner speech is corrected under grace. Say, my inner speech is corrected under grace. Again, my inner speech is corrected under grace. Say, I speak to myself as one guided by divine love. Again, I speak to myself as one guided by divine love. Do not call yourself foolish. Say, I am learning under grace. Do not call yourself late. Say, divine timing restores my appointed good. Do not call yourself unlucky. Say, divine order arranges my path. Do not call yourself unwanted. Say, divine love knows my name. Do not call yourself stuck. Say, the perfect way opens now. Say, the perfect way opens now. Again, the perfect way opens now. Say, divine love knows my name. Again, divine love knows my name. Say, divine timing restores my appointed good. Again, divine timing restores my appointed good. The outer world answers the inner word. Therefore, let the inner word be one you would welcome in outer form. If you would not wish to live it, do not accept it. If you would not bless it as your future, do not repeat it as your secret speech. If it is not of God, withdraw it. If it does not lead to life, freedom, peace, and divine order, do not enthrone it. Say, I do not enthrone fear. Again, I do not enthrone fear. Say, I enthrone divine truth. Again, I enthrone divine truth. Now speak. My accepted word is now under grace. Again, my accepted word is now under grace. This means that even your inner agreement is purified. You do not accept a word from pride. You do not accept a word from panic. You do not accept a word from revenge. You do not accept a word that harms another. You accept only what is under grace and in perfect ways. You accept the word that blesses all concerned. You accept the word that restores the divine plan. Say, I accept only what is under grace. Again, I accept only what is under grace. Say, I accept only what blesses all concerned. Again, I accept only what blesses all concerned. Now let the central affirmation be accepted, not merely spoken. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Say, I accept divine change under grace. Again, I accept divine change under grace. Say, I accept the new way under grace. Again, I accept the new way under grace. It may feel at first like a garment you have not worn before. The old word may feel more familiar because you have lived with it longer. Do not mistake familiar for true. A heavy garment may be familiar, but that does not mean it belongs upon you. A dark room may be familiar, but that does not mean you must remain in it. An old path may be familiar, but that does not mean it is appointed. Say, I do not mistake familiar for true. Again, I do not mistake familiar for true. Say, I choose divine truth over old familiarity. Again, I choose divine truth over old familiarity. The new word may feel tender. Protect it. Do not expose it to old argument. Do not immediately ask the past whether it agrees. The past will often say no. Do not ask fear whether it feels safe. Fear will often say no. Do not ask the old identity whether it approves. It will often resist. Ask divine truth. Ask infinite spirit. Place the word under grace and let it grow. Say, I protect the new word with faith. Again, I protect the new word with faith. Say, I let the new word grow in the silence. Again, I let the new word grow in the silence. Now the word is planted again. My life begins to change under grace. Again, my life begins to change under grace. My life begins to change in perfect ways. Again, my life begins to change in perfect ways. My life follows the word of divine truth. Again, my life follows the word of divine truth. The law of expression is exact. It brings forth according to the inner pattern. If the old pattern has been lack, fear, delay, shame, and limitation, do not despair. Patterns can be changed under grace. A new pattern can be established by the spoken word, faithful substitution, right action, forgiveness, release, and divine guidance. The new pattern begins tonight with the accepted word. Say, a new pattern is established under grace. Again, a new pattern is established under grace. Say, the pattern of my life is divine order. Again, the pattern of my life is divine order. Say, the expression of my life is perfect ways. Again, the expression of my life is perfect ways. Now bring your attention to the word you may have accepted about change itself. Perhaps you have believed that change is hard. Perhaps you have believed that change is painful. Perhaps you have believed that change never lasts. Perhaps you have believed that change is for others, not for you. Tonight, withdraw that word. Say, I withdraw the belief that change is hard. Again, I withdraw the belief that change is hard. Say, I withdraw the belief that change is not for me. Again, I withdraw the belief that change is not for me. Now speak. Divine change is natural under grace. Again, divine change is natural under grace. Say, divine change is safe under grace. Again, divine change is safe under grace. Say, divine change is for me under grace. Again, divine change is for me under grace. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now let the old inner word about money be replaced. If the accepted word has been money is hard, speak. God is my unfailing and inexhaustible supply. Again, God is my unfailing and inexhaustible supply. If the accepted word has been there is never enough, speak. Divine supply meets every need under grace. Again, divine supply meets every need under grace. If the accepted word has been I cannot receive, speak. I receive my appointed good in perfect ways. Again, I receive my appointed good in perfect ways. Now let the old inner word about love be replaced. If the accepted word has been I am not chosen, speak. Divine love knows my name. Again, divine love knows my name. If the accepted word has been love leaves, speak. The love appointed for me is established under grace. Again, the love appointed for me is established under grace. If the accepted word has been I am alone, speak. I am surrounded by divine love in perfect ways. Again, I am surrounded by divine love in perfect ways. Now let the old inner word about health be replaced. If the accepted word has been my body is against me, speak. My body is under divine life. Again, my body is under divine life. If the accepted word has been I am afraid of my body, speak. Divine peace fills every cell and function. Again, divine peace fills every cell and function. If the accepted word has been I cannot be restored, speak. Infinite life restores me under grace. Again, infinite life restores me under grace. Now let the old inner word about work be replaced. If the accepted word has been my work is hopeless, speak. My perfect self-expression opens under grace. Again, my perfect self-expression opens under grace. If the accepted word has been no door opens, speak. The appointed door opens now in perfect ways. Again, the appointed door opens now in perfect ways. If the accepted word has been I do not know my place, speak. Divine selection places me where I belong. Again, divine selection places me where I belong. And now the whole life. My life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. The inner word has been corrected. The hidden belief has been placed in light. The old accepted sentence has been withdrawn. The new word has been spoken. Now let the outer world answer the new word in divine timing and perfect ways. Say, the outer world answers the new word in divine timing. Again, the outer world answers the new word in divine timing. Say, the expression comes under grace. Again, the expression comes under grace. Do not be impatient with expression. A word planted tonight may begin inwardly before it appears outwardly. First peace may come where panic ruled. First courage may come where avoidance ruled. First clarity may come where confusion ruled. First a small door may open. First a thought may change. First a conversation may be different. First a decision may become possible. Do not despise the first signs of divine order. Say, I bless the first signs of divine change. Again, I bless the first signs of divine change. Say, small beginnings are blessed under grace. Again, small beginnings are blessed under grace. The life follows the accepted word. Therefore, accept the word of small beginnings blessed. Accept the word of change beginning quietly. Accept the word of divine order moving before the evidence is complete. Accept the word that says, this night is not empty. This night is a threshold. Say, this night is a threshold under grace. Again, this night is a threshold under grace. Say, I cross into the new word under grace. Again, I cross into the new word under grace. Now let the mind rest from the old question, is this really true? That question may arise from fear. Answer it with practice, not argument. You do not need to argue with fear all night. You need to place the new word gently and let it remain. Say, I let the new word remain. Again, I let the new word remain. Say, I do not argue with fear tonight. Again, I do not argue with fear tonight. Say, I rest in divine truth. Again, I rest in divine truth. The word accepted within becomes the atmosphere of the life. If you accept peace, the life begins to look for peaceful ways. If you accept supply, the mind begins to perceive channels. If you accept love, the heart begins to stop hiding. If you accept divine guidance, confusion begins to lose authority. If you accept change under grace, the whole being turns toward the new way. Say, my whole being turns toward the new way. Again, my whole being turns toward the new way. Say, I accept peace. Again, I accept peace. Say, I accept supply. Again, I accept supply. Say, I accept love. Again, I accept love. Say, I accept divine guidance. Again, I accept divine guidance. Say, I accept change under grace. Again, I accept change under grace. Now the central word. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, softer. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now let us make it shorter for sleep. My life follows the word of grace. Again, my life follows the word of grace. The outer world answers the inner word. Again, the outer world answers the inner word. I withdraw the old word. Again, I withdraw the old word. I speak the new word. Again, I speak the new word. My accepted word is under grace. Again, my accepted word is under grace. Now, more simply, my word is under grace. Again, my word is under grace. My life is under grace. Again, my life is under grace. My change is under grace. Again, my change is under grace. The new way opens. Again, the new way opens. Let this become very still. The new word is not a noise. It is an inward agreement. The mouth may be quiet, yet the heart may agree. The room may be quiet, yet divine law is active. The body may sleep, yet the word may rest in the hidden place and prepare expression. Say, the word rests in the hidden place. Again, the word rests in the hidden place. Say, the word prepares expression under grace. Again, the word prepares expression under grace. Now sleep begins to feel nearer. Let the teaching become simple enough for the threshold. Your life follows the word you have accepted. The outer world answers the inner word. I withdraw the old word and speak the new word. My accepted word is now under grace. Again, your life follows the word you have accepted. The outer world answers the inner word. I withdraw the old word and speak the new word. My accepted word is now under grace. Now make it yours. My life follows the word I accept. My outer world answers my inner word. I withdraw the old word. I speak the new word. My accepted word is under grace. Again, my life follows the word I accept. My outer world answers my inner word. I withdraw the old word. I speak the new word. My accepted word is under grace. And the new word is, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now let the past lose its authority. Let old words lose their throne. Let hidden beliefs be washed in divine light. Let the accepted word become the word of grace. Let the inner speech become a blessing. Let the law of expression now express divine order. Say, the past loses authority. Again, the past loses authority. Say, the new word takes its place under grace. Again, the new word takes its place under grace. Say, divine order is now expressed in my life. Again, divine order is now expressed in my life. Now the night receives the final repetition of this movement. My life begins to change under grace. Again, my life begins to change under grace. My inner word is divine order. Again, my inner word is divine order. My accepted word is under grace. Again, my accepted word is under grace. The outer world answers the inner word. Again, the outer world answers the inner word. I speak the new word and rest. Again, I speak the new word and rest. And now, softly, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. The word is accepted. The old word is withdrawn. The inner speech is blessed. The hidden belief is healed. The law of expression serves divine truth. And your life begins to follow the new word, under grace, and in perfect ways. Now let us speak to the old voices, because many people mistake them for truth. They come quietly. They may come at night. They may come when the room is still and the body is tired. They may come when a door has not opened, when a letter has not arrived, when money seems slow, when love seems distant, when the body is weary, when the future looks uncertain. They say, "You are too late." They say, "You are not chosen." They say, "You always fail." They say, "Nothing changes." They say, "Life is hard." And because these voices may have spoken for many years, the mind begins to believe they are authority. But I tell you gently, the old voices are not the voice of God. Say it softly, the old voices are not the voice of God. Again, the old voices are not the voice of God. Let this sentence be a release. The old voices may have sounded convincing, but they are not divine truth. They may have repeated themselves often, but repetition does not make a false word holy. They may have come from the past, from family, from disappointment, from loss, from fear, from old failure, from someone else's limitation, from a moment when the heart was too young or too tired to answer. But they are not your divine identity. Say, "I am not governed by old sentences." Again, "I am not governed by old sentences." And again more gently, "I am not governed by old sentences." You have perhaps lived under sentences that were never written by infinite spirit. Someone may have said, "You cannot." Someone may have implied, "You are not enough." Life may have seemed to say, "Expect little." A disappointment may have whispered, "Do not hope again." A delay may have murmured, "You have been forgotten." A closed door may have declared, "This is the end." But appearances do not have the last word. Fear does not have the last word. The past does not have the last word. God has the last word. Say, "God has the last word in my life." Again, "God has the last word in my life." The old voice says, "You are too late," but divine truth says, "Divine timing restores my appointed good." Say, "Divine timing restores my appointed good." Again, "Divine timing restores my appointed good." The old voice says, "You are not chosen," but divine truth says, "Divine selection knows my name." Say, "Divine selection knows my name." Again, "Divine selection knows my name." The old voice says, "You always fail," but divine truth says, "My life is restored under grace." Say, "My life is restored under grace." Again, "My life is restored under grace." The old voice says, "Nothing changes," but divine truth says, "This is the night my life begins to change under grace, and in perfect ways." Say it softly. "This is the night my life begins to change under grace, and in perfect ways." Again, "This is the night my life begins to change under grace, and in perfect ways." The old voice says, "Life is hard," but divine truth says, "Divine order opens the perfect way." Say, "Divine order opens the perfect way." Again, "Divine order opens the perfect way." Now let the mind become very still. You do not need to fight the old voices. You only need to stop enthroning them. You do not need to argue with them all night. You only need to answer them with the word under grace. The old voices are like echoes in an empty hall. They sound large because the mind is listening. But once the word of divine truth is spoken, the echo begins to fade. Say, "I cancel every false word spoken over my life." Again, "I cancel every false word spoken over my life." And now, my divine identity is restored under grace. Again, my divine identity is restored under grace. Your divine identity is not the name fear has given you. It is not the name failure has given you. It is not the name rejection has given you. It is not the name lack has given you. It is not the name sickness, loneliness, delay, confusion, debt, or disappointment has given you. Your divine identity is the idea of God for you, the divine design within you, the true pattern held in infinite mind. Say, "My divine identity is restored under grace." Again, "My divine identity is restored under grace." Perhaps the old voices have spoken through memory. Perhaps they have worn the face of someone who once discouraged you. Perhaps they have worn the sound of an old room, an old failure, an old humiliation, an old sorrow. Perhaps they have said, "Remember what happened before." And yes, the human mind remembers, but memory is not master. Memory is not prophecy. Memory is not divine law. Say, "Memory is not my master." Again, "Memory is not my master." Say, "The past is not my prophecy." Again, the past is not my prophecy. Say, divine law is my authority. Again, divine law is my authority. Now listen gently. A thing may have happened once, but it need not become your identity. A door may have closed once, but it need not become your destiny. A person may have left once, but it need not become your law of love. Money may have been difficult once, but it need not become your law of supply. You may have failed once, but failure is not your name. Say, failure is not my name. Again, failure is not my name. Say, delay is not my name. Again, delay is not my name. Say, fear is not my name. Again, fear is not my name. Say, my divine identity is restored under grace. Again, my divine identity is restored under grace. The old voices may say, this is who you are. But I say no. That is who fear has described. That is who the past has described. That is who limitation has described. Divine truth speaks another name. Divine truth calls you supplied, guided, loved, restored, chosen for your own appointed good, brought into divine order, led by infinite intelligence, protected under grace. Say, I am supplied under grace. Again, I am supplied under grace. Say, I am guided under grace. Again, I am guided under grace. Say, I am loved under grace. Again, I am loved under grace. Say, I am restored under grace. Again, I am restored under grace. Now let us cancel the old sentences one by one, not with anger, but with authority. I cancel the sentence, you are too late. Again, I cancel the sentence, you are too late, and I speak. No delay can rob me of my appointed good. Again, no delay can rob me of my appointed good. I cancel the sentence, you are not chosen. Again, I cancel the sentence, you are not chosen, and I speak. Divine selection knows my name. Again, divine selection knows my name. I cancel the sentence, you always fail. Again, I cancel the sentence, you always fail, and I speak. My right success is established under grace. Again, my right success is established under grace. I cancel the sentence, nothing changes. Again, I cancel the sentence, nothing changes, and I speak. My life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. I cancel the sentence, life is hard. Again, I cancel the sentence, life is hard. And I speak. The perfect way opens before me by divine order. Again, the perfect way opens before me by divine order. Now rest. The old voices have been answered. You do not need to continue the trial. You do not need to call witnesses from the past. You do not need to prove to fear that God is greater. Simply speak the word and let it stand. Say, I let the word of divine truth stand. Again, I let the word of divine truth stand. Say, I do not return to the court of old fear. Again, I do not return to the court of old fear. There is a courtroom in the mind where old fear tries to present evidence all night. It brings the past and says, see? It brings the closed door and says, see? It brings the unpaid bill and says, see? It brings the lost love and says, see? It brings the tired body and says, see? It brings yesterday's delay and says, see? But divine truth does not tremble before fear's evidence. Divine truth says, all this is placed under grace, and the divine plan is now revealed. Say, all this is placed under grace. Again, all this is placed under grace. Say, the divine plan is now revealed. Again, the divine plan is now revealed. Your soul is not bound to old testimony. Your life is not condemned by old sentences. Your future is not chained to what fear has repeated. The word of God is alive now. Divine order is active now. Infinite intelligence is guiding now. Divine love is healing now. The new way opens now. Say, the new way opens now. Again, the new way opens now. Say, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now let us go deeper. Some old voices are not loud. Some are soft and almost respectable. They may call themselves wisdom. They may say, be realistic. They may say, do not expect too much. They may say, protect yourself. They may say, it is safer not to hope. But if these words close the door to divine good, they are not wisdom. True wisdom may be practical, but it is never hopeless. True wisdom may be orderly, but it is never fear in disguise. True wisdom remembers God. Say, true wisdom remembers God. Again, true wisdom remembers God. Say, I do not call fear wisdom. Again, I do not call fear wisdom. Say, I do not call limitation protection. Again, I do not call limitation protection. The old voices may have tried to protect you by keeping you small. They may have said, do not try, and you cannot fail. They may have said, do not love, and you cannot be hurt. They may have said, do not ask, and you cannot be refused. They may have said, do not expect change, and you cannot be disappointed. But such protection is a small prison. Divine love protects by guiding, not by imprisoning. Divine wisdom protects by revealing the right way, not by forbidding life. Say, divine love guides me into the new way. Again, divine love guides me into the new way. Say, divine wisdom protects me under grace. Again, divine wisdom protects me under grace. Now cancel the prison words. I cancel every word that kept me small. Again, I cancel every word that kept me small. I cancel every word that made fear seem safe. Again, I cancel every word that made fear seem safe. I cancel every word that called my good impossible. Again, I cancel every word that called my good impossible. I cancel every word that denied my divine design. Again, I cancel every word that denied my divine design. And now, my divine design is restored under grace. Again, my divine design is restored under grace. The divine identity is not invented by effort. It is uncovered. It was beneath the old voices all along. Beneath too late there is divine timing. Beneath not chosen there is divine selection. Beneath always fail there is right success. Beneath nothing changes there is divine change. Beneath life is hard there is the perfect way. Beneath every false sentence there is a true word waiting to be spoken. Say, the true word is revealed under grace. Again, the true word is revealed under grace. Say, the false word falls away. Again, the false word falls away. Let the old voices fall away as leaves fall from a tree in their season. Do not chase each leaf. Do not mourn each leaf. Let them fall. The tree remains. The life remains. The root remains. The divine design remains. Say, the divine design remains. Again, the divine design remains. Say, my life is rooted in divine truth. Again, my life is rooted in divine truth. Now hear this as I would say it at the bedside of a weary heart. You are not the mistake. You are not the delay. You are not the debt. You are not the abandonment. You are not the fear. You are not the sickness. You are not the rejection. You are not the disappointment. You are not the old sentence. You are the idea of God, and the idea of God is restored under grace. Say, I am the idea of God, restored under grace. Again, I am the idea of God, restored under grace. Say, my divine identity is stronger than my old story. Again, my divine identity is stronger than my old story. Perhaps the old voices say, prove it. Do not enter into their argument. The word of truth does not need to defend itself to fear. A lamp does not explain light to darkness. It simply shines. Let your new word shine quietly. Say, I do not argue with old voices tonight. Again, I do not argue with old voices tonight. Say, I shine the word of divine truth. Again, I shine the word of divine truth. Now let us bring the central decree again, because it is the new word replacing the old voices. This is the night my life begins to change, under grace, and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change, under grace, and in perfect ways. The old voice says, you are too late. The new word says, this is the night my life begins to change. The old voice says, you are not chosen. The new word says, divine selection knows my name. The old voice says, you always fail. The new word says, my right success is established under grace. The old voice says, nothing changes. The new word says, divine order is rearranging my life now. The old voice says, life is hard. The new word says, the perfect way opens before me. Say, the perfect way opens before me. Again, the perfect way opens before me. Say, divine order is rearranging my life now. Again, divine order is rearranging my life now. The old voices are not the voice of God. Again, the old voices are not the voice of God. Now let the mind be purified of inherited sentences. Some words are inherited like old garments. They were placed upon you before you knew they did not fit. Perhaps the household spoke lack, and you wore lack. Perhaps someone spoke fear of love, and you wore fear of love. Perhaps someone spoke failure, and you wore failure. Perhaps someone spoke hardness, and you wore hardness. But the garment of another's fear is not your divine clothing. Say, I remove the garment of inherited fear. Again, I remove the garment of inherited fear. Say, I put on the garment of divine truth. Again, I put on the garment of divine truth. Say, I am clothed in grace. Again, I am clothed in grace. You do not need to dishonor those who handed you old words. Perhaps they were frightened too. Perhaps they knew no better. Perhaps they repeated what had been spoken over them. Bless them and release them, but do not continue the false sentence. Let the old chain stop here. Let divine truth begin here. Say, I bless and release those who spoke from fear. Again, I bless and release those who spoke from fear. Say, the old chain stops here under grace. Again, the old chain stops here under grace. Say, divine truth begins here. Again, divine truth begins here. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now speak to old shame. Shame has a voice. It says hide. It says do not ask. It says do not receive. It says you should have done better. It says you are behind. It says everyone else has found the way, and you have not. This is not the voice of God. Divine love does not heal by shaming. Divine love heals by restoring. Say, shame is not the voice of God. Again, shame is not the voice of God. Say, divine love restores me. Again, divine love restores me. Say, I am not governed by shame. Again, I am not governed by shame. Now speak to old fear. Fear says, do not move. It says, do not change. It says, do not trust. It says, do not hope. It says, do not speak the new word. Because what if it fails? This is not the voice of God. Divine guidance may say, wait, but it does not say despair. Divine wisdom may say, be still, but it does not say, be afraid. Divine love may say, listen, but it does not say, your good is gone. Say, fear is not the voice of God. Again, fear is not the voice of God. Say, divine guidance leads me in peace. Again, divine guidance leads me in peace. Say, I am safe in divine change. Again, I am safe in divine change. Now speak to old failure. Failure says, remember me. I am your name. But failure is not your name. It was an event, an appearance, a lesson, a turning, perhaps a correction, but not your identity. A road that ended was not the end of the divine plan. A mistake was not the death of your appointed good. A fall was not a final sentence. Say, failure is not my identity. Again, failure is not my identity. Say, my appointed good is restored under grace. Again, my appointed good is restored under grace. Say, I rise in divine order. Again, I rise in divine order. Now speak to old delay. Delay says, you missed it. Delay says, it is too late. Delay says, the door closed forever. But divine timing is not governed by fear's clock. Infinite intelligence can restore the right path. The appointed good is never late in divine mind. Say, I am not late for my appointed good. Again, I am not late for my appointed good. Say, no delay can rob me of the divine plan. Again, no delay can rob me of the divine plan. Say, divine timing restores all things. Again, divine timing restores all things. Now let every old voice become quiet before the word of grace. The old voices are not the voice of God. I am not governed by old sentences. I cancel every false word spoken over my life. My divine identity is restored under grace. Again, the old voices are not the voice of God. I am not governed by old sentences. I cancel every false word spoken over my life. My divine identity is restored under grace. Again, slower. The old voices are not the voice of God. I am not governed by old sentences. I cancel every false word spoken over my life. My divine identity is restored under grace. Now let the room of the mind be cleared. The old sentences no longer sit at the table as judges. They have been dismissed. Fear is dismissed. Shame is dismissed. Failure is dismissed. Delay is dismissed. Rejection is dismissed. Lack is dismissed. Divine truth now presides. Say, divine truth presides in my mind. Again, divine truth presides in my mind. Say, divine love presides in my heart. Again, divine love presides in my heart. Say, divine order presides in my life. Again, divine order presides in my life. Now the new identity may speak, not loudly, not with pride, softly as something true. I am guided. Again, I am guided. I am supplied. Again, I am supplied. I am restored. Again, I am restored. I am chosen for my appointed good. Again, I am chosen for my appointed good. I am under grace. Again, I am under grace. My life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now let the old words dissolve into the night. They do not need your attention. They do not need your anger. They do not need your analysis. A false word loses power when you stop feeding it with belief. Let it dissolve. Say, the false word dissolves in divine light. Again, the false word dissolves in divine light. Say, the old voice fades before divine truth. Again, the old voice fades before divine truth. Say, the new word remains. Again, the new word remains. And the new word is, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now, very gently, give the old voices no more work tonight. Do not interview them. Do not rehearse them. Do not ask them why they came. Do not try to understand every root before you sleep. Place them all under grace. Infinite intelligence knows how to heal the root. Divine love knows how to dissolve the sting. Divine truth knows how to establish the new identity. Say, infinite intelligence heals the root. Again, infinite intelligence heals the root. Say, divine love dissolves the sting. Again, divine love dissolves the sting. Say, divine truth establishes my new identity. Again, divine truth establishes my new identity. Now sleep may come nearer, because the inner room is less crowded. The old voices have been recognized. They are not God. They are not law. They are not identity. They are not destiny. They are old echoes, and echoes fade. Say, the echoes fade. Again, the echoes fade. Say, the word of God remains. Again, the word of God remains. Say, my divine identity remains. Again, my divine identity remains. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now let the final rhythm of this section become simple enough for sleep. The old voices are not God. Again, the old voices are not God. The old sentences are not law. Again, the old sentences are not law. The false words are cancelled. Again, the false words are cancelled. My divine identity is restored. Again, my divine identity is restored under grace. Again, under grace in perfect ways. Again, in perfect ways. And now, my life begins to change under grace. Again, my life begins to change under grace. My divine design is restored under grace. Again, my divine design is restored under grace. I am not governed by old sentences. Again, I am not governed by old sentences. I am governed by divine truth. Again, I am governed by divine truth. Rest now in that truth. You are not the old voice. You are not the inherited fear. You are not the sentence spoken in pain. You are not the conclusion formed in sorrow. You are not the name the past gave you. You are the idea of God, moving now into expression under grace. The old voices are not the voice of God. The new word is spoken. The divine identity is restored. And this is the night your life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Your word is your wand, even in the dark. Do not forget this when the room is quiet and the day has fallen away. Do not forget it when no one hears you but God. Do not forget it when the mind is tired and the old phrases try to enter softly as though they have a right to lie down beside you. Your word is not a small thing. Your word is not a decoration placed upon spiritual thought. Your word is a direction. Your word opens a road or closes a road. Your word blesses or burdens. Your word agrees with divine order or repeats the old confusion. Say softly, your word is your wand. Again, your word is your wand. And now make it your own. My word is my wand. Again, my word is my wand. Let this be remembered without strain. A wand does not need heaviness. A true word does not need shouting. A word spoken under grace may be quiet and still carry authority. A word whispered at the edge of sleep may be more powerful than many anxious speeches spoken in the day, because the heart is tender, the mind is open, and the old guard of resistance has grown tired. So be careful what you speak into the night. Say, I do not speak defeat into the night. Again, I do not speak defeat into the night. There are words that should not be carried into sleep, not because you must fear them, but because you now know they are not your servants. Do not say, nothing changes, and then sleep beneath that sentence. Do not say, I am stuck, and then let that word become your pillow. Do not say, I am too old, and carry that judgment into the holy silence. Do not say, I never receive, and then wonder why the heart feels closed. Do not say, life is hard, and give the night that instruction. Tonight, you speak another word. Say, I speak the word of divine change under grace. Again, I speak the word of divine change under grace. Say, my word opens the new way. Again, my word opens the new way. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Let the sentence be simple. Let it be strong. Let it be peaceful. You need not know how the change comes. Your word does not need to explain the whole path to you. Your word goes before you. Your word enters the invisible. Your word clears the road under grace. Your word calls forth the divine plan from beneath the dust of fear. Say, my word goes before me and opens the perfect way. Again, my word goes before me and opens the perfect way. The word is a wand because it directs power. If you say, I cannot, the wand points toward limitation. If you say, it is too late, the wand points toward delay. If you say, I am forgotten, the wand points toward loneliness. If you say, I always fail, the wand points toward the old road. If you say nothing changes, the wand circles back to yesterday. But if you say, divine order opens the way, the wand points toward the appointed door. If you say, infinite intelligence guides me, the wand points toward wisdom. If you say, my life begins to change under grace, the wand points toward divine change. If you say, what is mine by divine right comes to me in perfect ways, the wand points toward your appointed good. Say, I point my word toward divine order. Again, I point my word toward divine order. Say, I point my word toward the new way. Again, I point my word toward the new way. Now listen to the old phrase, nothing changes. It may have sounded reasonable after disappointment. It may have sounded like evidence after many days seemed alike. But it is not a word to carry into sleep. It is not a law. It is not God's decree. It is a tired sentence, and tonight it is withdrawn. Say, I withdraw the word, nothing changes. Again, I withdraw the word, nothing changes. And now speak, my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now listen to the old phrase, I am stuck. It may have come when the same door did not open, when the same burden returned, when the same fear stood before you, but you are not stuck in divine mind. Infinite intelligence is not stuck. Divine order is not stuck. The perfect way is not stuck. The word of God is not stuck. Say, I withdraw the word, I am stuck. Again, I withdraw the word, I am stuck. And now speak. Divine order opens the new way. Again, divine order opens the new way. Say, the perfect way opens before me. Again, the perfect way opens before me. Now listen to the old phrase, I am too old. This is one of fear's clever sentences. It tries to make time into a prison. It tries to make years into walls. It tries to make divine timing bow to the calendar of human fear. But infinite spirit is not limited by the number of years. No delay can rob you of your appointed good. The divine design of your life is not lost. Say, I withdraw the word, I am too old. Again, I withdraw the word, I am too old. And now speak. Divine timing restores my appointed good. Again, divine timing restores my appointed good. Say, I am in time for my divine design. Again, I am in time for my divine design. Now listen to the old phrase, I never receive. That sentence closes the hand before the gift is offered. It shuts the door before the messenger arrives. It makes the heart suspicious of supply. It turns the receiver away from the very channels divine order may be opening. Tonight, do not let that word enter sleep. Say, I withdraw the word, I never receive. Again, I withdraw the word, I never receive. And now speak, I receive my appointed good under grace. Again, I receive my appointed good under grace. Say, I receive wisely, peacefully, and in perfect ways. Again, I receive wisely, peacefully, and in perfect ways. Your word is your wand. Again, your word is your wand. A person may wonder why life keeps repeating one road. Often the wand has been pointing in the same direction for many years. The mouth may ask for change, but the hidden speech keeps saying, it cannot happen. The heart may desire a new life, but the nightly sentence keeps saying, tomorrow will be the same. The soul may long for freedom, but the accepted word keeps saying, I am bound. Tonight, the wand changes direction. Say, my word changes direction under grace. Again, my word changes direction under grace. Say, my life changes direction under grace. Again, my life changes direction under grace. This does not require violence. You do not need to strike the old word. You do not need to wrestle with it. You do not need to condemn yourself for having spoken it. You need only withdraw it and speak again. Correction is not punishment. Correction is mercy. Correction is divine love saying, that word is not worthy of you. Speak the word of your divine design. Say, I correct my word without condemnation. Again, I correct my word without condemnation. Say, I speak the word of my divine design. Again, I speak the word of my divine design. And the word is, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now let us enter the practice. If fear says nothing changes, you say, my life begins to change under grace. If fear says I am stuck, you say, divine order opens the new way. If fear says I am too old, you say, divine timing restores my appointed good. If fear says I never receive, you say, I receive what is mine by divine right in perfect ways. Say, I answer fear with the word. Again, I answer fear with the word. Say, I answer limitation with divine order. Again, I answer limitation with divine order. Say, I answer the old story with the new word. Again, I answer the old story with the new word. This is how the wand is used, not once in excitement, then forgotten, not once in despair, then contradicted by 100 old sentences. The wand is used faithfully. The word is spoken and returned to. The word is placed where fear has been. The word is held in the heart as one holds a lamp while walking through a dim passage. Say, I hold the word like a lamp. Again, I hold the word like a lamp. Say, my word lights the new way. Again, my word lights the new way. Now the dark is not your enemy. The dark of night may be holy when the word is right. In the dark, the seed is hidden. In the dark, roots go downward. In the dark, the body rests. In the dark, the soul can listen. In the dark, the old world loses some of its noise, and the new word may be planted more deeply. Your word is your wand, even in the dark. Say, my word is my wand, even in the dark. Again, my word is my wand, even in the dark. Say, I speak light into the dark. Again, I speak light into the dark. Say, I speak divine change into the night. Again, I speak divine change into the night. Before sleep, the last words matter. The last inward agreement matters. Do not let the last word of the day be complaint. Do not let the last word be fear. Do not let the last word be self-accusation. Do not let the last word be, I cannot. Do not let the last word be, it will never come. Do not let the last word be, I am alone. Do not let the last word be, I am lost. Let the last word be grace. Say, the last word tonight is grace. Again, the last word tonight is grace. Say, the last word tonight is divine order. Again, the last word tonight is divine order. Say, the last word tonight is the new way. Again, the last word tonight is the new way. And now, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Let it fall gently through the whole body. Let the mind hear it without effort. Let the heart receive it without strain. Let the breath carry it softly. Let the room become filled with it. Let the old words be dismissed like servants no longer needed. Say, old words are dismissed. Again, old words are dismissed. Say, the word of divine change remains. Again, the word of divine change remains. Now speak to money if money has been heavy upon you. Do not say, there is never enough. Do not say, money is hard. Do not say, I am always behind. Do not say, I cannot receive. Those words are ones pointing toward lack. Instead speak, God is my unfailing and inexhaustible supply. Again, God is my unfailing and inexhaustible supply. Say, divine supply meets every need under grace. Again, divine supply meets every need under grace. Say, my money begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, my money begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now speak to love, if love has been painful. Do not say, I am not chosen. Do not say, love always leaves. Do not say, I am difficult to love. Do not say, it is too late for love. Those words are wands pointing toward the old hurt. Instead speak, divine love knows my name. Again, divine love knows my name. Say, the love appointed for me is established under grace. Again, the love appointed for me is established under grace. Say, my love begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, my love begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now speak to health if the body has frightened you. Do not say, my body is against me. Do not say, I am afraid of every sensation. Do not say, I cannot be restored. Do not speak defeat over the temple of life. Instead speak, my body is under divine life. Again, my body is under divine life. Say, divine peace fills every part of me. Again, divine peace fills every part of me. Say, my health begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, my health begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now speak to work if work has felt closed. Do not say, no door opens. Do not say, I have no place. Do not say, my effort is wasted. Do not say, I always miss the chance. Instead speak, my perfect self-expression opens under grace. Again, my perfect self-expression opens under grace. Say, divine selection places me where I belong. Again, divine selection places me where I belong. Say, my work begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, my work begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now gather all of it into the new decree. My life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. The wand is lifted. The word is changed. The direction is changed. Say, my word opens the new way. Again, my word opens the new way. I do not speak defeat into the night. Again, I do not speak defeat into the night. I speak the word of divine change under grace. Again, I speak the word of divine change under grace. There may be an old pleasure in complaining. It may feel familiar to rehearse what is wrong. It may feel justified to tell the night how unfair the day has been. But every complaint is also a word. Every complaint points the wand. Every complaint asks the mind to look again at the old road. You need not deny pain, but you must not enthrone it. You may say, this is under grace, and let divine order work. Say, I do not enthrone complaint. Again, I do not enthrone complaint. Say, I place every appearance under grace. Again, I place every appearance under grace. Say, divine order works through every appearance. Again, divine order works through every appearance. If the day has been disappointing, do not speak the disappointment as destiny. Say, this day is under grace. Again, this day is under grace. If the answer has not arrived, do not speak delay as law. Say, divine timing is exact. Again, divine timing is exact. If the door has not opened, do not speak the closed door as final. Say, the appointed door opens in perfect ways. Again, the appointed door opens in perfect ways. If the heart feels weary, do not speak weariness as identity. Say, I am restored under divine love. Again, I am restored under divine love. This is how the word becomes wand. It touches each appearance and names it under God. It does not leave money outside grace. It does not leave love outside grace. It does not leave the body outside grace. It does not leave work outside grace. It does not leave the future outside grace. It takes every matter and says, you are under divine order now. Say, every matter is under divine order now. Again, every matter is under divine order now. Say, every matter is under grace. Again, every matter is under grace. Now speak to the night itself. Night, you are under grace. Again, night, you are under grace. Sleep, you are under grace. Again, sleep, you are under grace. Dreams, you are under grace. Again, dreams, you are under grace. Tomorrow, you are under grace. Again, tomorrow, you are under grace. My life is under grace. Again, my life is under grace. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Let the rhythm become restful. Your word is your wand. My word opens the new way. I do not speak defeat into the night. I speak the word of divine change under grace. This is not difficult, but it is holy. It is not complicated, but it is faithful. It is not loud, but it is powerful. Say, my word is quiet and powerful. Again, my word is quiet and powerful. Say, my word is faithful under grace. Again, my word is faithful under grace. Say, my word opens the perfect way. Again, my word opens the perfect way. Now let us replace the 4 old sentences once more, because repetition teaches the heart. Nothing changes becomes. My life begins to change under grace. Say, my life begins to change under grace. I am stuck becomes. Divine order opens the new way. Say, divine order opens the new way. I am too old becomes. Divine timing restores my appointed good. Say, divine timing restores my appointed good. I never receive becomes. I receive my appointed good in perfect ways. Say, I receive my appointed good in perfect ways. Again, my life begins to change under grace. Divine order opens the new way. Divine timing restores my appointed good. I receive my appointed good in perfect ways. Again, slower. My life begins to change under grace. Divine order opens the new way. Divine timing restores my appointed good. I receive my appointed good in perfect ways. Now let the old words fade. Nothing changes. Fades. I am stuck. Fades. I am too old. Fades. I never receive. Fades. They become distant, thin, powerless, without throne, without authority, without your agreement. The new word remains. Say, the new word remains. Again, the new word remains. Say, divine truth remains. Again, divine truth remains. Say, my divine design remains. Again, my divine design remains. The wand is now in your hand, not to force, but to bless. Not to control others, but to command your own speech under grace. Not to bend life by fear, but to align with divine law. Your word is your wand, and the wise use of the wand begins with refusing to speak against your own good. Say, I do not speak against my own good. Again, I do not speak against my own good. Say, I bless my appointed good with my word. Again, I bless my appointed good with my word. Say, my word prepares the way for my good. Again, my word prepares the way for my good. Now bring to mind any matter that has troubled you today. Do not examine it for long. Do not awaken the old story. Simply place the wand of the word upon it. Say, this matter is under grace. Again, this matter is under grace. Say, divine order opens the perfect way. Again, divine order opens the perfect way. Say, only what is mine by divine right can remain. Again, only what is mine by divine right can remain. Say, only perfect good can come from this under grace. Again, only perfect good can come from this under grace. Now let that matter go. The word has touched it. The wand has pointed it toward divine order. You do not need to hold it with anxious hands. You do not need to repeat the problem. Repeat the word. Say, I repeat the word, not the problem. Again, I repeat the word, not the problem. Say, I carry the word, not the burden. Again, I carry the word, not the burden. Say, I sleep in the word, not in fear. Again, I sleep in the word, not in fear. Now the central word returns. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, more slowly, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. The darkness hears the word, but more than that, your soul hears the word. The old inner speech hears the word. The hidden chamber hears the word. The whole life begins to turn toward it. Do not be concerned if you do not feel great emotion. A seed does not need emotion to grow. It needs to be planted. A word under grace does not need excitement. It needs acceptance. Say, the word is planted under grace. Again, the word is planted under grace. Say, the word is accepted under grace. Again, the word is accepted under grace. Say, the word opens the new way. Again, the word opens the new way. Now let us speak as one who refuses to misuse the wand any longer. I do not say, nothing changes. I say, divine change begins now. I do not say, I am stuck. I say, the perfect way opens. I do not say, I am too old. I say, divine timing restores my appointed good. I do not say, I never receive. I say, I receive under grace. I do not say, life is hard. I say, divine order makes the way plain. I do not say, I am forgotten. I say, infinite spirit knows my name. I do not say, I am afraid of tomorrow. I say, tomorrow is under grace. Again, I do not say, nothing changes. I say, divine change begins now. I do not say, I am stuck. I say, the perfect way opens. I do not say, I am too old. I say, divine timing restores my appointed good. I do not say, I never receive. I say, I receive under grace. I do not say, life is hard. I say, divine order makes the way plain. I do not say, I am forgotten. I say, infinite spirit knows my name. I do not say, I am afraid of tomorrow. I say, tomorrow is under grace. Now feel the difference in the atmosphere. The same night, but a different word. The same room, but a different direction. The same body, perhaps still tired, but a different agreement. The same outer circumstances, perhaps not yet changed, but the inner command has changed. And when the inner command changes under grace, the road begins to change. Say, the inner command changes under grace. Again, the inner command changes under grace. Say, the road begins to change under grace. Again, the road begins to change under grace. My word opens the new way. Again, my word opens the new way. Now let the teaching sink gently. You are not punished for old words. You are awakened to new ones. You are not condemned for past speech. You are invited into divine speech. You are not asked to be perfect. You are asked to become faithful. Faithfulness begins tonight with one repeated word. My life begins to change under grace. Again, my life begins to change under grace. Say, my life begins to change in perfect ways. Again, my life begins to change in perfect ways. Say, I speak the word of divine change under grace. Again, I speak the word of divine change under grace. Now, before sleep comes, make this covenant with your own speech, not a severe vow, not a harsh promise, a gentle covenant under grace. Say, I bless my words before sleep. Again, I bless my words before sleep. Say, I choose words that open the way. Again, I choose words that open the way. Say, I choose words that bless my life. Again, I choose words that bless my life. Say, I choose words that agree with divine order. Again, I choose words that agree with divine order. Your word is your wand. So let the wand now bless the house of your life. Bless my money under grace. Again, bless my money under grace. Bless my love under grace. Again, bless my love under grace. Bless my health under grace. Again, bless my health under grace. Bless my work under grace. Again, bless my work under grace. Bless my future under grace. Again, bless my future under grace. Bless my sleep under grace. Again, bless my sleep under grace. Bless my life under grace. Again, bless my life under grace. Now the word has blessed every room. The wand has touched every door. The old sentences have been withdrawn. The new sentence has been placed. The night is ready to receive the word. Say, the night receives the word under grace. Again, the night receives the word under grace. Say, my soul receives the word under grace. Again, my soul receives the word under grace. Say, my life receives the word under grace. Again, my life receives the word under grace. And the word is, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now shorter, my life begins to change under grace in perfect ways. Again, my life begins to change under grace in perfect ways. Again, my life begins to change under grace in perfect ways. Let this be the phrase that accompanies you towards sleep. Not the old complaint, not the old verdict, not the old fear, not the old identity. The new word. My word is my wand. My word opens the new way. I do not speak defeat into the night. I speak the word of divine change under grace. Again, my word is my wand. My word opens the new way. I do not speak defeat into the night. I speak the word of divine change under grace. Now let the voice become inward. Let it become less like speech and more like peace. My word is my wand. The new way opens. Divine change begins under grace. In perfect ways. Again, my word is my wand. The new way opens. Divine change begins under grace. In perfect ways. Rest now. You have lifted the wand from the old road. You have pointed it toward divine order. You have refused to speak defeat into the night. You have spoken the word of divine change under grace. The dark is no longer filled with old prophecy. It is filled with the new word. This is the night your life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. The word is spoken. The wand is lifted. The new way opens. And you may sleep in divine order. This night is not an ending, but a door. Let these words rest gently in the room with you. The day may feel finished, but the divine work is not finished. The body may be lying down, but the soul is not defeated. The lamps may be low, the outer sounds may be fading, the hands may be still, yet this hour is not empty. This hour is a threshold. This hour is a passage. This hour is the quiet place where the old day is placed behind you and the new word is carried forward under grace. Say softly, this night is not an ending, but a door. Again, this night is not an ending, but a door. And now make it your own. I cross this night under grace. Again, I cross this night under grace. Do not think of sleep as surrendering to the old life. Do not think of the bed as the place where you simply fall beneath the weight of yesterday. Do not think of the darkness as something that swallows your hope. No, tonight the bed becomes a place of release. The darkness becomes a covering of mercy. The silence becomes a chapel of divine order. The night becomes a doorway through which the soul may pass into a new direction. Say, the old day is finished. The new word begins. Again, the old day is finished. The new word begins. This is the holy use of night. You do not drag the day behind you like a chain. You do not carry every conversation into sleep. You do not count every fear again. You do not rehearse every mistake. You do not invite old disappointment to lie beside you. You let the old day be finished under grace. You bless it. You release it. You draw the line in divine order and say, this day is complete. The new word begins now. Say, this day is complete under grace. Again, this day is complete under grace. Say, the new word begins now. Again, the new word begins now. Perhaps the day has brought weariness. Perhaps there were duties that pressed upon you, words that wounded you, numbers that troubled you, silence that confused you, promises that were not fulfilled, or questions that were not answered. Perhaps the day seemed to repeat an old pattern. Perhaps you thought, here it is again. The same fear, the same road, the same burden. But tonight I ask you not to make the day your prophecy. The day is not your prophecy. Divine truth is your prophecy. Say, the day is not my prophecy. Again, the day is not my prophecy. Say, divine truth is my prophecy. Again, divine truth is my prophecy. Now place the whole day at the threshold. See it, not in detail, but as a bundle of impressions, duties, fears, hopes, moments, and unanswered things. Place it at the threshold of this night. You need not carry it through the door. You need not bring every piece of it into the sacred chamber of sleep. You may say, Infinite Spirit, I place this day under grace. Only its wisdom follows me, its burden stays behind. Say, I place this day under grace. Again, I place this day under grace. Say, only its wisdom follows me. Again, only its wisdom follows me. Say, its burden stays behind. Again, its burden stays behind. This is how one crosses the night under grace, not by denial, not by pretending that nothing happened, not by trying to become indifferent, but by refusing to let the day govern the hidden hours. You may have met trouble in the day, yet you need not marry trouble in the night. You may have heard fear in the day, yet you need not let fear be your lullaby. You may have spoken an old word in the day, yet you may speak the new word now. Say, I do not let fear be my lullaby. Again, I do not let fear be my lullaby. Say, I speak the new word now. Again, I speak the new word now, and the new word is, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now let the bed become a threshold. This bed is not a place of defeat. It is not a place where old anxieties gather to hold counsel over you. It is not a place where debt, delay, rejection, illness, confusion, and regret may sit as judges. No, this bed is now a place of divine release. It is the resting place of one who has spoken the word. It is the quiet field where the new seed is planted. It is the soft shore from which you cross into divine order. Say, this bed is a place of divine release. Again, this bed is a place of divine release. Say, this bed is a threshold of grace. Again, this bed is a threshold of grace. Now let the night become a door. A door does not ask you to carry the whole house upon your back. It only asks you to pass through. A door does not require you to understand the entire road beyond it. It only asks you to take the next step. A door does not demand that you solve all things before crossing. It simply opens, and you move through under grace. Say, I do not need to solve everything before sleep. Again, I do not need to solve everything before sleep. Say, I only cross this night with the right word. Again, I only cross this night with the right word. This is important. You do not need to repair your whole life before you rest. You do not need to make every decision before the morning. You do not need to understand every relationship, every financial matter, every bodily sensation, every road, every delay, every opportunity, every sign. The anxious mind says, solve it all, or you may not sleep. But divine wisdom says, place it under grace and cross the threshold. Say, I place it under grace and cross the threshold. Again, I place it under grace and cross the threshold. Say, divine order meets me at the threshold. Again, divine order meets me at the threshold. Yes, divine order meets you at the threshold. You are not crossing alone. You are not leaving the day behind without guidance. You are not entering sleep without protection. Infinite Spirit is at the door. Divine love is at the door. Divine wisdom is at the door. Divine order is at the door. The old day ends, but God does not end. The outer activity pauses, but divine activity does not pause. Say, divine order meets me at the threshold. Again, divine order meets me at the threshold. Say, I am not crossing alone. Again, I am not crossing alone. Now let the old day be finished. If there was a mistake, it is under grace. If there was a delay, it is under grace. If there was a fear, it is under grace. If there was a harsh word, it is under grace. If there was a disappointment, it is under grace. If there was confusion, it is under grace. If there was a need, it is under grace. If there was an unanswered question, it is under grace. Say, every part of this day is under grace. Again, every part of this day is under grace. Say, the old day is finished. The new word begins. Again, the old day is finished. The new word begins. The old day may say, remember me. The new word says, I place you under grace. The old day may say, carry my trouble. The new word says, I cast the burden upon Infinite Spirit. The old day may say, you must worry through the night. The new word says, I sleep in divine order. The old day may say, tomorrow will be the same. The new word says, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Say, I cast the burden upon Infinite Spirit. Again, I cast the burden upon Infinite Spirit. Say, I sleep in divine order. Again, I sleep in divine order. Say, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now let us cross the threshold with money under grace. If money has troubled the day, do not carry the trouble into sleep as a command. Place money at the door and say, money, you are under divine order. Supply. you are under grace. Need, you are met in perfect ways. God is my unfailing and inexhaustible supply. Then cross the threshold without counting fear. Say, my money is under divine order. Again, my money is under divine order. Say, God is my unfailing and inexhaustible supply. Again, God is my unfailing and inexhaustible supply. Say, I cross this night under grace. Again, I cross this night under grace. Now let us cross the threshold with love under grace. If love has troubled the day, do not take rejection, longing, suspicion, or old sorrow into sleep. Place love at the door and say, Love, you are under divine love. Every heart is guided by divine order. What is mine by divine right cannot be lost. What is not mine gives way to perfect good. Then cross the threshold with peace. Say, my love is under divine love. Again, my love is under divine love. Say, what is mine by divine right cannot be lost. Again, what is mine by divine right cannot be lost. Say, I cross this night under grace. Again, I cross this night under grace. Now let us cross the threshold with health under grace. If the body has troubled the day, do not carry anxious listening into sleep. Bless the body. Place it under divine life. Say, my body is in the care of infinite life. Divine peace fills me. Divine order restores harmony. I do not speak fear into my body tonight. Then cross the threshold gently. Say, my body is under divine life. Again, my body is under divine life. Say, divine peace fills me now. Again, divine peace fills me now. Say, I do not speak fear into my body tonight. Again, I do not speak fear into my body tonight. Now let us cross the threshold with work under grace. If work has troubled the day, if duty has felt heavy, if direction has felt uncertain, if the door has seemed closed, do not carry the strain into sleep. Say, my work is under divine order. My perfect self-expression opens in perfect ways. Infinite intelligence guides the next step. I do not force the road tonight. Then cross. Say, my work is under divine order. Again, my work is under divine order. Say, my perfect self-expression opens in perfect ways. Again, my perfect self-expression opens in perfect ways. Say, infinite intelligence guides the next step. Again, infinite intelligence guides the next step. Now let us cross the threshold with the future under grace. The future is too sacred to be filled with fear before you sleep. Do not paint it with yesterday's colors. Do not write tomorrow's page with the ink of old disappointment. Say, my future is under infinite intelligence. Divine order has already gone before me. The new way opens in perfect ways. Then cross the night with trust. Say, my future is under infinite intelligence. Again, my future is under infinite intelligence. Say, divine order has already gone before me. Again, divine order has already gone before me. Say, the new way opens in perfect ways. Again, the new way opens in perfect ways. This night is not an ending, but a door. Again, this night is not an ending, but a door. Now imagine the threshold in the heart. You stand before it with the old day behind you, and the new word in your hands. Behind you are the old sentences. Nothing changes. I am stuck. I am too late. I never receive. Life is hard. Before you is the word under grace. My life begins to change. Divine order opens the way. Divine timing restores. I receive my appointed good. The perfect way opens. You do not need to drag the old sentences through the door. Leave them there. Say, I leave the old sentences behind me. Again, I leave the old sentences behind me. Say, I carry the new word through the door. Again, I carry the new word through the door. Say, I cross this night under grace. Again, I cross this night under grace. There is a moment in every true change when the soul stops trying to repair the old room and chooses to step through the door. It does not mean the outer world has fully changed. It means the inner direction has changed. It means the accepted word has changed. It means the heart no longer kneels before the old verdict. It means the soul says, I am ready for divine order to make all things new under grace. Say, I am ready for divine order to make all things new. Again, I am ready for divine order to make all things new. Say, all things are made new under grace. Again, all things are made new under grace. This is not dramatic. Divine change often begins quietly. A door may open without noise. Dawn arrives without trumpet. A seed breaks open beneath the earth in silence. A heart begins to heal before anyone sees it. A mind begins to change before the outer life announces it. Tonight, do not demand drama. Receive direction. Say, I do not demand drama. Again, I do not demand drama. Say, I receive divine direction. Again, I receive divine direction. Say, my life begins to change quietly under grace. Again, my life begins to change quietly under grace. Now let the silence itself become kind. Many have feared silence because in silence the old thoughts seemed loud. But tonight the silence is consecrated. It is not empty. It is filled with the word. It is filled with divine presence. It is filled with infinite intelligence arranging what the human mind cannot arrange. It is filled with peace that does not need to explain itself. Say, the silence is filled with divine presence. Again, the silence is filled with divine presence. Say, the silence is filled with the new word. Again, the silence is filled with the new word. Say, infinite intelligence arranges what I cannot arrange. Again, infinite intelligence arranges what I cannot arrange. This is why you may sleep, not because nothing matters, but because everything has been placed where it belongs. The past is under grace. The future is under infinite intelligence. The body is under divine life. Money is under divine supply. Love is under divine love. Work is under divine order. The soul is under divine protection. The night is a door, and you cross it with the right word. Say, everything is placed where it belongs. Again, everything is placed where it belongs. Say, I cross this night with the right word. Again, I cross this night with the right word, and the right word is, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now let us speak to the part of you that thinks it must stay awake to keep control. It says, if I sleep, I will lose hold of the matter. But fear was never holding the matter rightly. Anxiety was never guiding the matter wisely. Sleeplessness was never the source. Infinite Spirit is the source. Divine order is the way. Divine law is faithful. You may release control without losing your good. Say, I release control without losing my good. Again, I release control without losing my good. Say, my good is safe in divine order. Again, my good is safe in divine order. Say, I sleep and let infinite spirit work. Again, I sleep and let infinite spirit work. The mind may ask, but what if I forget the word while I sleep? Do not fear. The word spoken under grace is not lost because the lips grow quiet. The seed is not lost because it rests beneath the soil. The letter is not lost because the messenger is no longer in sight. The word has been placed. The soul has heard it. The night has received it. Divine law knows how to fulfill it. Say, the word is placed under grace. Again, the word is placed under grace. Say, divine law knows how to fulfill the word. Again, divine law knows how to fulfill the word. Say, I rest while the word works. Again, I rest while the word works. Now let the old day be officially finished in your heart. Let there be no more trial, no more questioning of every event, no more calling up of every face, no more measuring whether you did enough, no more weighing each word spoken, no more searching the day for proof that the future must be the same. Place a seal of grace upon the day. Say, I seal this day with grace. Again, I seal this day with grace. Say, the old day is finished. The new word begins. Again, the old day is finished. The new word begins. The old day is finished. Again, the old day is finished. The new word begins. Again, the new word begins. Now the threshold is before you. Cross gently, not with your feet, but with your faith. Cross from old fear into divine trust. Cross from old speech into the new word. Cross from complaint into blessing. Cross from mental struggle into spiritual authority. Cross from the burden into release. Cross from the appearance into divine truth. Say, I cross from fear into divine trust. Again, I cross from fear into divine trust. Say, I cross from old speech into the new word. Again, I cross from old speech into the new word. Say, I cross from burden into release. Again, I cross from burden into release. Say, I cross from appearance into divine truth. Again, I cross from appearance into divine truth. This night is not an ending, but a door. Again, this night is not an ending, but a door. On the other side of the door is not necessarily a sudden outer spectacle. On the other side is a new inner agreement, a new willingness, a new word, a new rest, a new capacity to receive, a new refusal to call fear truth, a new quietness before divine order. And from that new inner agreement, the outer life begins to rearrange under grace. Say, my inner agreement is changed under grace. Again, my inner agreement is changed under grace. Say, my outer life is rearranged by divine order. Again, my outer life is rearranged by divine order. Say, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now let the phrase become slower. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now bring to mind a door opening inwardly. Do not force the image. Let it be simple. A door of peace, a door of order, a door of restoration, a door of supply, a door of love, a door of health, a door of right work, a door of courage, a door of divine design. It opens not by strain, but by the word. Say, the door opens by the word under grace. Again, the door opens by the word under grace. Say, my word opens the new way. Again, my word opens the new way. Divine order meets me at the threshold. Again, divine order meets me at the threshold. Now the night is no longer something to fear. It is a passage blessed by infinite spirit. You do not fall into it helplessly. You enter it under grace. You do not disappear into old thought. You pass through with a new word. You do not give the dark your fear. You give the dark your faith. You do not give sleep your complaint. You give sleep your decree. Say, I give the night my faith. Again, I give the night my faith. Say, I give sleep my decree. Again, I give sleep my decree. And the decree is, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Let the body understand release. The body need not stand guard at the door of life. The body may soften. The hands may open. The brow may smooth. The shoulders may lower. The breath may deepen. The heart may stop bracing against tomorrow. You are crossing the night under grace. Say, my body releases the old day. Again, my body releases the old day. Say, my heart releases the old fear. Again, my heart releases the old fear. Say, my mind releases the old story. Again, my mind releases the old story. Say, I cross this night under grace. Again, I cross this night under grace. Now let the word become a companion. It walks with you through the door. It does not leave you at the threshold. It does not abandon you in sleep. It goes with you. It rests with you. It opens the way before you. My life begins to change under grace. Again, my life begins to change under grace. The new way opens in perfect ways. Again, the new way opens in perfect ways. Divine order meets me at the threshold. Again, divine order meets me at the threshold. I cross this night under grace. Again, I cross this night under grace. There is no need to rush. A threshold is crossed one quiet consent at a time. Consent to release the day. Consent to stop speaking defeat. Consent to let the old story end its reign. Consent to let infinite spirit arrange what you cannot arrange. Consent to sleep while the word works in the silence. Say, I consent to release the day. Again, I consent to release the day. Say, I consent to the new word. Again, I consent to the new word. Say, I consent to divine order. Again, I consent to divine order. Say, I consent to sleep in grace. Again, I consent to sleep in grace. Now speak to the old day as one who is free. Old day, you are finished under grace. Again, old day, you are finished under grace. Old fear, you do not cross this threshold. Again, old fear, you do not cross this threshold. Old story, your authority is over. Again, old story, your authority is over. New word, you begin now. Again, new word, you begin now. Divine order, meet me at the threshold. Again, divine order, meet me at the threshold. This may be the first deep kindness you have given yourself today. Not to force another thought, not to solve another matter, not to accuse yourself for being tired, not to measure your worth by the unfinished things, but to say, I may rest. I may cross the night under grace. I may let the new word carry what my mind cannot carry. Say, I may rest under grace. Again, I may rest under grace. Say, the new word carries what my mind cannot carry. Again, the new word carries what my mind cannot carry. Now the words become fewer, because sleep is a doorway too. This night is not an ending. It is a door. I cross this night under grace. The old day is finished. The new word begins. Divine order meets me at the threshold. Again, this night is not an ending. It is a door. I cross this night under grace. The old day is finished. The new word begins. Divine order meets me at the threshold. Now make it even softer. This night is a door. I cross under grace. The old day is finished. The new word begins. Divine order is here. Again, this night is a door. I cross under grace. The old day is finished. The new word begins. Divine order is here. Now the central word. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, softer. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Let the word stand at the door of sleep. Let it be the last thing that enters before rest. Let it guard the threshold. Let it dismiss every old sentence that tries to follow. Let it open the inner gate to peace. Say, the new word guards the threshold of sleep. Again, the new word guards the threshold of sleep. Say, the new word opens the inner gate to peace. Again, the new word opens the inner gate to peace. Now you may stop trying to finish the day with the mind. The day is finished under grace. You may stop trying to begin the new life with force. The new word begins under grace. You may stop trying to find the door by strain. Divine order meets you at the threshold. Say, the day is finished under grace. Again, the day is finished under grace. Say, the new word begins under grace. Again, the new word begins under grace. Say, divine order meets me at the threshold. Again, divine order meets me at the threshold. And now, very gently, I cross this night under grace. Again, I cross this night under grace. I cross into peace. Again, I cross into peace. I cross into divine order. Again, I cross into divine order. I cross into the new word. Again, I cross into the new word. I cross into perfect ways. Again, I cross into perfect ways. Rest now at the door. You do not need to push it open. The word has opened it. You do not need to carry the old day through. Grace has released it. You do not need to know the whole path beyond. Infinite intelligence knows. You do not need to remain awake to prove your faith. Sleep can be faith when the word is right. Say, sleep can be faith when the word is right. Again, sleep can be faith when the word is right. Say, my word is right under grace. Again, my word is right under grace. And the word is, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. The old day is finished. The new word begins. The threshold is blessed. The door is open. Divine order meets you there. And you cross this night under grace, softly, safely, and in perfect ways. I am done arguing with my own life. Let that sentence come softly, not as anger, not as rebellion, but as relief. There comes a holy moment when the soul grows weary of debating every appearance. It has argued with the past, argued with money, argued with love, argued with the body, argued with work, argued with delay, argued with doors that seemed closed, argued with people who did not understand, argued with memory, argued with fear, argued with tomorrow before tomorrow had even arrived. Tonight, let the argument end. Say softly, I am done arguing with my own life. Again, I am done arguing with my own life. And now, even more gently, I do not fight appearances tonight. Again, I do not fight appearances tonight. There is no peace in arguing with appearances. The appearance says, this is all, and fear answers. The appearance says, nothing changes, and the mind begins to plead. The appearance says, you are late, and the heart begins to defend itself. The appearance says, the door is closed, and the hands begin to push and pound. But I tell you, the appearance is not the final law. The appearance is not God. The appearance is not divine truth. The appearance is only what seems to be, until the word under grace calls forth what is appointed to be. Say, appearances are not the final law. Again, appearances are not the final law. Say, divine truth is the final authority. Again, divine truth is the final authority. Many people live in a long dispute with their circumstances. They wake and argue with the day. They count what is missing. They rehearse what has not yet come. They look at money and argue with the purse. They look at the body and argue with every sensation. They look at love and argue with every silence. They look at work and argue with every delay. They look at the past and argue with what cannot be undone. And then, tired from the quarrel, they come to the night and continue the argument inwardly. Tonight, you do not bring the quarrel into sleep. Say, I do not bring the quarrel into sleep. Again, I do not bring the quarrel into sleep. Say, I no longer argue with what must be placed under grace. Again, I no longer argue with what must be placed under grace. This is the better way. Place it under grace. Do not argue with it. Place it under grace. Do not wrestle with it. Place it under grace. Do not keep naming it as master. Place it under grace. Do not let the appearance instruct your soul. Place it under grace and speak the word. Say, I speak the word and let divine order work. Again, I speak the word and let divine order work, and the word is, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now let us look with tenderness at the ways one argues with life, so that you may stop without guilt. To argue with life is not always to complain aloud. Sometimes it is the silent resistance in the heart. Sometimes it is the old inward question, why is this happening? Repeated until the mind grows dull with sorrow. Sometimes it is the habit of looking at the same condition and saying, this should not be so, but I cannot change it. Sometimes it is trying to force the appearance to comfort you before you will rest. But the outer condition need not comfort you before you rest. Divine truth can comfort you before the outer condition changes. Say, divine truth comforts me now. Again, divine truth comforts me now. Say, I rest before the appearance changes. Again, I rest before the appearance changes. This is not surrender to defeat. It is surrender to God. It is not saying I accept disorder as my destiny. It is saying I stop fighting disorder with fear and I place it under divine order. It is not saying I accept lack as law. It is saying I stop arguing with lack and declare divine supply. It is not saying I accept pain as my identity. It is saying I place the body under divine life. It is not saying I accept loneliness as truth. It is saying I place love under divine love. Say, I stop fighting with fear. Again, I stop fighting with fear. Say, I place everything under divine order. Again, I place everything under divine order. Now speak to money, if money has been the argument. Perhaps the mind has quarreled with bills, debts, delays, prices, promises, wages, losses, and needs. Perhaps it has said, why is there not enough? Perhaps it has counted again and again. Perhaps it has tried to make one channel become God. Perhaps it has looked at a purse, an account book, a payment, a letter, or a duty and said, you decide whether I may sleep. No. Money is not your master. God is your unfailing and inexhaustible supply. Say, I do not argue with money tonight. Again, I do not argue with money tonight. Say, I place money under divine supply. Again, I place money under divine supply. Say, God is my unfailing and inexhaustible supply. Again, God is my unfailing and inexhaustible supply. You do not win by arguing with lack. You win by speaking supply. You do not win by staring at what appears missing. You win by declaring what divine law knows. You do not win by making fear the treasurer of your life. You win by placing the whole matter under infinite spirit. Say, I speak the word of divine supply. Again, I speak the word of divine supply. Say, divine supply meets every need under grace. Again, divine supply meets every need under grace. Now speak to love, if love has been the argument. Perhaps the mind has argued with another's silence, another's departure, another's distance, another's coldness, another's misunderstanding. Perhaps it has argued with the past and asked why love was not safe. Perhaps it has argued with the heart and said, you should be over this. Perhaps it has argued with loneliness and called it fate. Tonight, let love be placed under divine love. Say, I do not argue with love tonight. Again, I do not argue with love tonight. Say, I place love under divine love. Again, I place love under divine love. Say, the love appointed for me is established under grace. Again, the love appointed for me is established under grace. You do not heal love by fighting old sorrow all night. You heal by refusing to give sorrow the last word. You heal by blessing, releasing, forgiving, and speaking the word of divine love. You heal by letting what is not yours fall away, and what is yours by divine right come under grace. You heal by no longer making the wound your identity. Say, I do not make the wound my identity. Again, I do not make the wound my identity. Say, my heart is restored under divine love. Again, my heart is restored under divine love. Now speak to the body if the body has been the argument. Perhaps the mind has argued with fatigue, with discomfort, with fear, with appearance, with memory, with uncertainty. Perhaps it has listened anxiously to every sign and spoken fear into every part. Perhaps it has said, what is wrong? What if it does not change? What if I am not restored? Tonight, do not argue with the body. Bless the body. Place it under divine life. Say, I do not argue with my body tonight. Again, I do not argue with my body tonight. Say, my body is under divine life. Again, my body is under divine life. Say, divine peace fills every part of me. Again, divine peace fills every part of me. The body does not need your accusations before sleep. It needs peace. It needs blessing. It needs the word of life, not the word of fear. Do not speak defeat into the temple of divine life. Speak harmony. Speak restoration. Speak order. Speak quiet. Say, I speak harmony to my body. Again, I speak harmony to my body. Say, I speak restoration under grace. Again, I speak restoration under grace. Say, I let divine life work while I rest. Again, I let divine life work while I rest. Now speak to work, if work has been the argument. Perhaps you have argued with your place in the world. Perhaps you have argued with effort, with delay, with a closed door, with a duty that seemed too heavy, with uncertainty about where you belong. Perhaps you have said, I have no way, I have no place, I have no chance, I have no right opportunity. Tonight, do not argue with work. Place work under divine order. Say, I do not argue with work tonight. Again, I do not argue with work tonight. Say, my work is under divine order. Again, my work is under divine order. Say, my perfect self-expression opens under grace. Again, my perfect self-expression opens under grace. There is a right place for you. There is a right expression of your gifts. There is a right road for your service. There is a right door, a right appointment, a right use of your talents, a right exchange, a right reward, a right unfolding. Do not fight the closed door. Speak the word for the appointed door. Say, the appointed door opens in perfect ways. Again, the appointed door opens in perfect ways. Say, divine selection places me where I belong. Again, divine selection places me where I belong. Now speak to the past if the past has been the argument. Perhaps this is the oldest quarrel. The mind goes back and says, why did I do that? Why did they do that? Why did it happen? Why was I not wiser? Why was I not protected? Why did I lose that time? Why did I not see? Why did I wait? Why did I choose? The past cannot be changed by argument. It can only be placed under grace, where divine love dissolves its sting, and divine wisdom restores its lesson. Say, I do not argue with the past tonight. Again, I do not argue with the past tonight. Say, I place the past under grace. Again, I place the past under grace. Say, only the wisdom follows me. Again, only the wisdom follows me. The past is not your prophecy. The past is not your prison. The past is not your name. The past is a field through which you have walked, but it is not the entire country of your life. Infinite Spirit has roads beyond it. Divine order can bring restoration in ways the human mind cannot imagine. Say, the past is not my prophecy. Again, the past is not my prophecy. Say, Infinite Spirit has roads beyond the past. Again, Infinite Spirit has roads beyond the past. Now speak to opportunities, if opportunities have been the argument. Perhaps one opportunity did not come. Perhaps one person did not answer. Perhaps one door seemed to open and then close. Perhaps one road seemed promising and then faded. The mind may argue and say, this was my only chance. But one channel is never the source. One door is not the whole kingdom. One delay is not the end of divine order. Say, I do not argue with closed doors tonight. Again, I do not argue with closed doors tonight. Say, I bless and release every door. Again, I bless and release every door. Say, the perfect door opens under grace. Again, the perfect door opens under grace. The closed door may have protected you. The delayed door may have prepared you. The hidden door may be better than the one you were trying to force. Do not strike the door with fear. Speak the word and let divine order work. Say, I speak the word and let divine order work. Again, I speak the word and let divine order work. Say, I do not force the door tonight. Again, I do not force the door tonight. Now let the mind rest from all its arguments. There is no court tonight. There is no need to present evidence. There is no need to defend your hope against fear. There is no need to prove that change is possible before you speak the word. You are not here to win a debate with appearances. You are here to place appearances under grace. Say, I am not here to debate appearances. Again, I am not here to debate appearances. Say, I place appearances under grace. Again, I place appearances under grace. Say, divine order is greater than appearances. Again, divine order is greater than appearances. This is the deep release. You do not fight appearances tonight. You do not wrestle with what seems to be. You do not let the visible condition command the invisible word. You do not wait for the outer world to be peaceful before your word becomes peaceful. You speak peace first. You speak order first. You speak the new way first. You speak under grace first. Say, I speak peace first. Again, I speak peace first. Say, I speak divine order first. Again, I speak divine order first. Say, I speak the new way first. Again, I speak the new way first. And now, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Let the words stand where the argument stood. Let the decrees stand where the complaint stood. Let divine truth stand where fear stood. Let the new word occupy the place once filled by repeated worry. Say, the new word stands where fear once stood. Again, the new word stands where fear once stood. Say, divine truth stands where the argument once stood. Again, divine truth stands where the argument once stood. A great fatigue comes from arguing with life. It is not only the work of the day that tires the soul, it is the inward resistance, it is the constant pushing against what appears. It is the endless mental speech. This should not be. This cannot be. This must change. This will never change. Why is this here? Why is this not gone? Why has that not come? Why did they say that? Why did I do that? Why am I here? Why not there? Tonight, let all those questions sink into divine silence. Say, I release the endless questions into divine silence. Again, I release the endless questions into divine silence. Say, divine silence holds what I cannot solve. Again, divine silence holds what I cannot solve. Say, I rest from mental argument. Again, I rest from mental argument. There are answers that do not come through argument. They come through quiet guidance. There are doors that do not open by being struck again and again. They open by divine timing. There are burdens that do not lift by being analyzed all night. They lift when placed upon infinite spirit. There are changes that do not begin through fear. They begin through the word under grace. Say, guidance comes in quietness. Again, guidance comes in quietness. Say, doors open in divine timing. Again, doors open in divine timing. Say, burdens lift under grace. Again, burdens lift under grace. Now let this truth enter. You may be done arguing and still be faithful. You may stop fighting and still be strong. You may rest and still be responsible. You may release the appearance and still follow guidance when it comes. You may sleep and still be moving toward the new life, because divine order works in ways that fear cannot understand. Say, I stop fighting and remain faithful. Again, I stop fighting and remain faithful. Say, I rest and remain guided. Again, I rest and remain guided. Say, divine order works while I sleep. Again, divine order works while I sleep. Now let us speak the 4 words of release. I am done arguing. Again, I am done arguing with money. Again, with money, with love. Again, with love. With the body. Again, with the body. With work. Again, with work. With the past. Again, with the past. With the future. Again, with the future. With appearances. Again, with appearances. Now the full sentence. I am done arguing with my own life. Again, I am done arguing with my own life. This does not mean you are done caring. It means you are done resisting in fear. It does not mean you are done hoping. It means you are done hoping anxiously. It does not mean you are done acting. It means you will act from guidance, not panic. It does not mean you accept less than your divine design. It means you stop quarreling with the old picture and speak the new word. Say, I care without fear. Again, I care without fear. Say, I hope without strain. Again, I hope without strain. Say, I act from guidance, not panic. Again, I act from guidance, not panic. Say, I speak the new word. Again, I speak the new word. And the new word is, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now let the appearance speak one more time, only so that it may be answered. The appearance says, look at what is missing. The word says, divine supply is present. The appearance says, look at what is delayed. The word says, divine timing is exact. The appearance says, look at what failed. The word says, divine order restores the right path. The appearance says, look at what hurts. The word says, divine love heals. The appearance says, look at what is closed. The word says, the appointed door opens under grace. Say, divine supply is present. Again, divine supply is present. Say, divine timing is exact. Again, divine timing is exact. Say, divine order restores the right path. Again, divine order restores the right path. Say, divine love heals. Again, divine love heals. Say, the appointed door opens under grace. Again, the appointed door opens under grace. This is how you stop arguing. You do not leave the appearance unanswered. You answer it with divine truth. and then you rest. You do not argue for hours. You speak the word once, twice, gently, faithfully, and then you leave it with infinite spirit. Say, I answer appearances with divine truth. Again, I answer appearances with divine truth. Say, then I rest. Again, then I rest. Say, I leave it with infinite spirit. Again, I leave it with infinite spirit. Many have believed that if they stop worrying, they will stop solving. But worry does not solve. Worry circles, worry repeats, worry tightens the heart and confuses the mind. Divine guidance solves, divine order arranges. Infinite intelligence reveals the next step. A quiet mind is more able to receive instruction than a mind at war with itself. Say, worry does not solve, divine guidance solves. Again, worry does not solve, divine guidance solves. Say, a quiet mind receives instruction. Again, a quiet mind receives instruction. Say, my mind is quiet under grace. Again, my mind is quiet under grace. Now let us place every argument on the altar of grace. The argument with money is placed under grace. Again, the argument with money is placed under grace. The argument with love is placed under grace. Again, the argument with love is placed under grace. The argument with the body is placed under grace. Again, the argument with the body is placed under grace. The argument with work is placed under grace. Again, the argument with work is placed under grace. The argument with the past is placed under grace. Again, the argument with the past is placed under grace. The argument with the future is placed under grace. Again, the argument with the future is placed under grace. The argument with life is placed under grace. Again, the argument with life is placed under grace. Now the whole matter. My whole life is placed under grace. Again, my whole life is placed under grace. And now I speak the word and let divine order work. Again, I speak the word and let divine order work. Let divine order work. These are beautiful words for sleep. Let divine order work. You do not need to work the problem with fear. Let divine order work. You do not need to keep the appearance awake in your mind. Let divine order work. You do not need to supervise every channel. Let divine order work. You do not need to push the river. Let divine order work. Say, let divine order work. Again, let divine order work. Say, I allow divine order to work. Again, I allow divine order to work. Say, I sleep while divine order works. Again, I sleep while divine order works. The human mind often wants to help God by worrying. It wants to hold each possibility in place. It wants to keep checking, keep planning, keep fearing, keep rehearsing. But infinite spirit does not need fear as an assistant. Divine order does not need panic as a guide. Divine law does not need your sleeplessness to fulfill the word. Say, infinite spirit does not need my fear. Again, infinite spirit does not need my fear. Say, divine order does not need my panic. Again, divine order does not need my panic. Say, divine law fulfills the word in peace. Again, divine law fulfills the word in peace. Now let the argument end in the body. The jaw releases the argument. The shoulders release the argument. The hands release the argument. The stomach releases the argument. The breath releases the argument. The heart releases the argument. The brow releases the argument. Every part of you may stop debating with life tonight. Say, my body releases the argument. Again, my body releases the argument. Say, my heart releases the argument. Again, my heart releases the argument. Say, my mind releases the argument. Again, my mind releases the argument. Say, I am done arguing with my own life. Again, I am done arguing with my own life. Now the new word fills the space where argument has been. There is always space after release. When the argument leaves, peace may enter. When fear leaves, faith may enter. When complaint leaves, blessing may enter. When resistance leaves, divine order may enter. When the old word leaves, the new word may enter. Say, peace enters where argument has been. Again, peace enters where argument has been. Say, faith enters where fear has been. Again, faith enters where fear has been. Say, divine order enters where resistance has been. Again, divine order enters where resistance has been. And now, this is the night my life begins to change, under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change, under grace and in perfect ways. Let the change begin with the end of the argument. Perhaps nothing outside has yet moved, but something inside has ceased fighting. That is no small thing. A mind no longer at war can hear guidance. A heart no longer resisting can receive love. A soul no longer arguing with the past can face the appointed road. A body no longer tightened by fear can rest more deeply. A word no longer contradicted by complaint can go forth more clearly. Say, my mind can hear guidance. Again, my mind can hear guidance. Say, my heart can receive love. Again, my heart can receive love. Say, my soul can face the appointed road. Again, my soul can face the appointed road. Say, my word goes forth clearly under grace. Again, my word goes forth clearly under grace. Now let us speak a gentle command. I command my own speech to come into divine order. Again, I command my own speech to come into divine order. I command my mind to rest under grace. Again, I command my mind to rest under grace. I command every appearance to take its right place under divine law. Again, I command every appearance to take its right place under divine law. I command the old argument to cease. Again, I command the old argument to cease. I command peace to reign in my heart tonight. Again, I command peace to reign in my heart tonight. This command is not harsh. It is spiritual authority. It is the word spoken from the soul that remembers God. It does not force another person. It does not strain against life. It places the inner kingdom in order. It says, fear, you may no longer speak as master here. Appearance, you may no longer pretend to be God here. Old argument, your work is finished here. Divine order reigns here. Say, divine order reigns here. Again, divine order reigns here. Say, divine peace reigns here. Again, divine peace reigns here. Say, divine truth reigns here. Again, divine truth reigns here. Now the room becomes quiet again. The old court is closed. The arguments are dismissed. The appearances are under grace. The word has been spoken. Divine order has been invited to work. The soul no longer needs to keep watch over the quarrel. Say, the old court is closed. Again, the old court is closed. Say, the arguments are dismissed. Again, the arguments are dismissed. Say, the word remains. Again, the word remains, and the word is, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now let the sentence become slower. I am done arguing with my own life. I do not fight appearances tonight. I speak the word and let divine order work. I no longer argue with what must be placed under grace. Again, I am done arguing with my own life. I do not fight appearances tonight. I speak the word and let divine order work. I no longer argue with what must be placed under grace. Again, softer. I am done arguing. I do not fight appearances. I speak the word. I let divine order work. All is under grace. Again, I am done arguing. I do not fight appearances. I speak the word. I let divine order work. All is under grace. This is not weakness. This is the rest of spiritual authority. This is the calm of one who knows that the appearance is not the master. This is the quiet strength of one who stops pleading with shadows and turns toward the light. This is the wisdom of one who knows that the word under grace changes the road more surely than 1,000 anxious arguments. Say, the word changes the road. Again, the word changes the road. Say, divine order changes the road. Again, divine order changes the road. Say, my life begins to change under grace. Again, my life begins to change under grace. Now let the arguments become smaller, more distant, less interesting. You need not finish them. You need not answer every fear. You need not explain everything to the mind. Let divine silence receive what remains. Say, divine silence receive what remains. Again, divine silence receive what remains. Say, I rest in divine silence. Again, I rest in divine silence. Say, I rest in divine order. Again, I rest in divine order. Now, if any appearance tries to speak again tonight, answer it simply. You are under grace. Again, you are under grace. If money speaks fear, you are under grace. If the past speaks regret, you are under grace. If the body speaks anxiety, you are under grace. If love speaks sorrow, you are under grace. If work speaks confusion, you are under grace. If the future speaks uncertainty, you are under grace. And then, I speak the word and let divine order work. Again, I speak the word and let divine order work. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Now softly, as though the night itself were breathing with you, I am done arguing. Under grace, I release appearances. Under grace, I speak the word. Under grace, divine order works in perfect ways. Again, I am done arguing. Under grace, I release appearances. Under grace, I speak the word. Under grace, divine order works in perfect ways. Let this be the end of the inner quarrel. Not because every outer matter has been explained, but because every outer matter has been placed where it belongs. Under grace, in divine order, in the care of infinite spirit, in the perfect way. Say, every matter is where it belongs. Again, every matter is where it belongs. Say, every matter is under grace. Again, every matter is under grace. Say, every matter is in divine order. Again, every matter is in divine order. And now, rest. You are done arguing with your own life. You do not fight appearances tonight. You speak the word and let divine order work. You no longer argue with what must be placed under grace. The old resistance loosens, the mental struggle quiets, the soul breathes, the body rests, the word stands, divine order works, and this is the night your life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. I do not take old fear into sleep. Let these words be spoken as though you were laying down a heavy cloak at the door. You have worn it long enough for one day. You have carried enough thoughts, enough questions, enough unfinished things, enough old sentences, enough careful remembering of what hurt you and what frightened you. Now the hour has come to release what does not belong in the holy chamber of sleep. Say softly, I do not take old fear into sleep. Again, I do not take old fear into sleep. And now, I place the day under grace. Again, I place the day under grace. Many people come to the bed as though it were a table upon which to spread every worry of the day. They lie down and place beside them the bill, the mistake, the sharp word, the unanswered letter, the uneasy silence, the memory of what did not happen, the fear of what may happen, the old regret, the old shame, the old question, the old story. Then they close their eyes, but they do not rest. They have brought the whole day into the night and asked the soul to sleep beneath it. Tonight you do not do this. Say, I do not bring the whole day into the night. Again, I do not bring the whole day into the night. Say, I carry only the new word into the night. Again, I carry only the new word into the night. And the new word is, this is the night my life begins to change under grace. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace. Let that sentence stand at the entrance of sleep. Let it be the guard at the gate. Let it ask every thought that approaches, are you under grace? If the thought is fear, it may not enter. If the thought is shame, it may not enter. If the thought is old resentment, it may not enter. If the thought is yesterday dressed as tomorrow, it may not enter. Only the new word enters the night. Say, only the new word enters the night. Again, only the new word enters the night. Now let us cleanse the mind gently, as one cleans a room before rest. Do not sweep with anger. Do not scold yourself for the dust. Simply clear the space. The day may have brought accounts to consider, but you do not take fear of money into sleep. The day may have brought someone's unkind word, but you do not take that word as a decree into sleep. The day may have shown you an error, but you do not take self-condemnation into sleep. The day may have raised a question about the future, but you do not take dread into sleep. Say, I do not take fear of money into sleep. Again, I do not take fear of money into sleep. Say, I do not take another's harsh word into sleep. Again, I do not take another's harsh word into sleep. Say, I do not take self-condemnation into sleep. Again, I do not take self-condemnation into sleep. Say, I do not take dread of the future into sleep. Again, I do not take dread of the future into sleep. I place the day under grace. Again, I place the day under grace. There is a difference between responsibility and fear. Responsibility may say, tomorrow, under divine guidance, I will take the right step. Fear says, you must solve everything before you are allowed to rest. Responsibility is clear. Fear is noisy. Responsibility is guided. Fear circles. Responsibility belongs to divine order. Fear belongs to the old story. Tonight, do not mistake fear for responsibility. Say, I do not mistake fear for responsibility. Again, I do not mistake fear for responsibility. Say, tomorrow, I am guided in right action. Again, tomorrow, I am guided in right action. Say, tonight, I rest under grace. Again, tonight, I rest under grace. If there is a bill, place it under grace. Do not hold it before the mind like a sentence of doom. Say, this bill is under divine order. Divine supply meets every need in perfect ways. If there is a debt, place it under grace. Say, this debt is under divine adjustment. The perfect way is opened. If there is a need, place it under grace. Say, this need is known to infinite spirit before I name it. If there is a fear of lack, place it under grace. Say, God is my unfailing and inexhaustible supply. Say, every bill is under divine order. Again, every bill is under divine order. Say, every debt is under divine adjustment. Again, every debt is under divine adjustment. Say, every need is known to infinite spirit. Again, every need is known to infinite spirit. Say, God is my unfailing and inexhaustible supply. Again, God is my unfailing and inexhaustible supply. Now the money fear is not taken into sleep, it is placed under grace at the threshold. You do not deny that a matter exists. You deny its power to rule your soul. You deny its right to take the place of God. You deny its authority to speak the last word before sleep. The last word belongs to divine supply. Say, the last word belongs to divine supply. Again, the last word belongs to divine supply. Say, I carry only the new word into the night. Again, I carry only the new word into the night. This is the night my life begins to change under grace. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace. If there has been a hurtful word, place it under grace. Perhaps someone spoke carelessly. Perhaps someone did not understand. Perhaps someone's silence was heavy. Perhaps someone's manner left a mark upon the heart. Do not take that word into sleep and let it become your name. Do not let another's fear write on the walls of your inner room. Bless and release. Place the person under grace. Place the wound under divine love. Place your own heart under protection. Say, I place every hurtful word under grace. Again, I place every hurtful word under grace. Say, I release every word that is not of God. Again, I release every word that is not of God. Say, my heart is protected by divine love. Again, my heart is protected by divine love. Another's word is not the law of your life. Another's impatience is not your identity. Another's rejection is not your divine design. Another's misunderstanding is not the voice of God. You do not take it into sleep. You do not wrap yourself in it. You do not rehearse it until it becomes heavier than it was. You place it under grace and carry only the new word. Say, I do not wrap myself in another's fear. Again, I do not wrap myself in another's fear. Say, I carry only the new word into the night. Again, I carry only the new word into the night. If there has been a mistake, place it under grace. Do not take the mistake into sleep and call it your character. Do not replay it as though punishment could purify it. Do not speak to yourself harshly in the sacred hour. If correction is needed, divine wisdom will guide you. If restitution is needed, divine order will show the way. If a lesson is needed, infinite intelligence will make it plain. But condemnation is not guidance. Say, I place every mistake under grace. Again, I place every mistake under grace. Say, condemnation is not guidance. Again, condemnation is not guidance. Say, divine wisdom corrects me gently. Again, divine wisdom corrects me gently. You are not made better by scolding yourself through the night. You are made ready by placing the matter under grace. You are made clear by divine wisdom. You are made strong by divine love. You are restored by the word rightly spoken. Say, I am restored by divine love. Again, I am restored by divine love. Say, I am corrected under grace, not condemned. Again, I am corrected under grace, not condemned. Now the mistake is not taken into sleep. Only wisdom follows you. Only grace follows you. Only the new word follows you. Say, only wisdom follows me. Again, only wisdom follows me. Say, only grace follows me. Again, only grace follows me. Say, only the new word follows me into sleep. Again, only the new word follows me into sleep. This is the night my life begins to change under grace. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace. If there is fear of the future, place it under grace. The future is not to be built tonight out of frightened imagination. Do not take tomorrow and fill it with old shadows before it has dawned. Do not lay out every possible failure like garments for the morning. Do not rehearse what may go wrong. Do not appoint fear as the prophet of your life. The future belongs to infinite intelligence. Say, I do not appoint fear as my prophet. Again, I do not appoint fear as my prophet. Say, my future belongs to infinite intelligence. Again, my future belongs to infinite intelligence. Say, divine order has gone before me. Again, divine order has gone before me. The future does not need your fear to prepare it. It needs your word under grace. It needs divine order. It needs your willingness to stop naming it by the past. It needs your consent to be surprised by good. It needs your heart to stop saying, it will be the same, and begin saying, the new way opens. Say, I consent to be surprised by good. Again, I consent to be surprised by good. Say, the new way opens under grace. Again, the new way opens under grace. Say, this is the night my life begins to change under grace. Again, This is the night my life begins to change under grace. Now let us gather all the fears of the day, not to study them, not to number them, not to give them a throne, but to place them under grace. Fear of money, under grace. Fear of love, under grace. Fear of the body, under grace. Fear of work, under grace. Fear of age, under grace. Fear of delay, under grace. Fear of failure, under grace. Fear of being forgotten, under grace. Fear of tomorrow, under grace. Say, fear of money is under grace. Again, fear of money is under grace. Fear of love is under grace. Again, fear of love is under grace. Fear of the body is under grace. Again, fear of the body is under grace. Fear of work is under grace. Again, fear of work is under grace. Fear of delay is under grace. Again, fear of delay is under grace. Fear of tomorrow is under grace. Again, fear of tomorrow is under grace. And now, all old fear is under grace. Again, all old fear is under grace. I do not take old fear into sleep. Again, I do not take old fear into sleep. The bed is not a place to entertain fear. It is not a council room for old anxieties. It is not a courtroom for self-accusation. It is not a place where the past may judge you until morning. It is a place of divine rest. It is a quiet field where the new word is planted. It is a threshold where the soul crosses from fear into divine trust. Say, my bed is a place of divine rest. Again, my bed is a place of divine rest. Say, my sleep is a field for the new word. Again, my sleep is a field for the new word. Say, I cross from fear into divine trust. Again, I cross from fear into divine trust. Now let us change what is carried. You have carried enough of the old. Now carry the new. Instead of carrying the bill, carry the word. Divine supply meets every need. Say, divine supply meets every need. Instead of carrying the hurt, carry the word. Divine love restores my heart. Say, divine love restores my heart. Instead of carrying the mistake, carry the word. Grace is greater than my error. Say, grace is greater than my error. Instead of carrying the fear of tomorrow, carry the word. Divine order has gone before me. Say, divine order has gone before me. Instead of carrying the old story, carry the word. This is the night my life begins to change under grace. Say, this is the night my life begins to change under grace. Now repeat. I carry only the new word into the night. Again, I carry only the new word into the night. There is a gate into sleep. Many pass through it unconsciously with burdens in their hands. They carry resentment through the gate. They carry fear through the gate. They carry lack through the gate. They carry harsh words through the gate. They carry the same inner argument through the gate. Then the night receives those seeds. But tonight, you stand at the gate with awareness and say, no, I carry only the new word. Say, at the gate of sleep, I choose the new word. Again, at the gate of sleep, I choose the new word. Say, at the gate of sleep, I release old fear. Again, at the gate of sleep, I release old fear. Say, at the gate of sleep, I enter under grace. Again, at the gate of sleep, I enter under grace. And the word you carry is, this is the night my life begins to change under grace. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace. Let it become tenderly familiar. Let it be more familiar than the old fear. The old fear may say, I have been here longer. But length of stay does not make fear rightful. The new word is rightful because it is under grace. The old fear may say, you know me well. But familiarity is not truth. The new word is truth because it agrees with divine order. The old fear may say, take me with you. But you answer, no, I do not take old fear into sleep. Say, I do not take old fear into sleep. Again, I do not take old fear into sleep. Say, familiar fear is not divine truth. Again, familiar fear is not divine truth. Say, the new word is rightful under grace. Again, the new word is rightful under grace. Now cleanse the mind of the phrase, what if? This little phrase has troubled many nights. What if it fails? What if I lose? What if I am wrong? What if I cannot? What if it is too late? What if nothing changes? What if I am not chosen? What if I never receive? What if tomorrow brings the same burden? Tonight, the what if is answered by divine order. Say, every what if is under grace. Again, every what if is under grace. Say, infinite intelligence knows the answer. Again, infinite intelligence knows the answer. Say, divine order is greater than every what if. Again, divine order is greater than every what if. Now replace each what if with God is. What if there is not enough? God is my supply. What if I am not guided? God is my wisdom. What if I am alone? God is divine love surrounding me. What if the door is closed? God is the opener of the appointed door. What if I am too tired? God is my strength. What if I cannot change? God is divine life moving through me now. Say, God is my supply. Again, God is my supply. Say, God is my wisdom. Again, God is my wisdom. Say, God is divine love surrounding me. Again, God is divine love surrounding me. Say, God opens the appointed door. Again, God opens the appointed door. Say, God is my strength. Again, God is my strength. Say, divine life moves through me now. Again, divine life moves through me now. Now the what if grows quiet. It has been answered by the word. The mind does not need to continue. The heart does not need to tremble. The body does not need to hold itself as though danger were coming through the night. The night is under grace. Say, the night is under grace. Again, the night is under grace. Say, my sleep is under grace. Again, my sleep is under grace. Say, my life is under grace. Again, my life is under grace. This is the night my life begins to change under grace. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace. Now let us cleanse the tongue. Perhaps today you spoke fear. Perhaps you said, I cannot bear this. Perhaps you said, nothing changes. Perhaps you said, I am always behind. Perhaps you said, I never receive. Perhaps you said, it is too late. Do not be troubled. Correct the word under grace. Do not punish yourself for old speech. Replace it. Say, my words are corrected under grace. Again, my words are corrected under grace. Say, I withdraw every word of fear spoken today. Again, I withdraw every word of fear spoken today. Say, I speak the new word now. Again, I speak the new word now. And now, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Let every fearful word spoken today be dissolved. Let every careless word be dissolved. Let every complaint be dissolved. Let every harsh word against yourself be dissolved. Let every word of lack be dissolved. Let every word of hopelessness be dissolved. Let them go into nothingness, for they are not sustained by divine truth. Say, every fearful word is dissolved under grace. Again, every fearful word is dissolved under grace. Say, every word of lack is dissolved under grace. Again, every word of lack is dissolved under grace. Say, only the word of divine truth remains. Again, only the word of divine truth remains. Now let us cleanse the imagination. Do not take pictures of failure into sleep. Do not take pictures of arguments into sleep. Do not take pictures of loss into sleep. Do not take pictures of your fear coming true into sleep. The imagination is a holy faculty when placed under God. It must not be made a servant of anxiety. Let it become quiet. Let it receive divine peace. Say, my imagination is under divine order. Again, my imagination is under divine order. Say, I do not picture fear before sleep. Again, I do not picture fear before sleep. Say, I rest in the image of divine peace. Again, I rest in the image of divine peace. If an old picture appears, place the word upon it. If you see lack, say, divine supply. If you see loss, say, divine restoration. If you see conflict, say, divine harmony. If you see delay, say, divine timing. If you see uncertainty, say, infinite intelligence. If you see yourself helpless, say, my divine design is restored under grace. Say, divine supply. Again, divine supply. Divine restoration. Again, divine restoration. Divine harmony. Again, divine harmony. Divine timing. Again, divine timing. Infinite intelligence. Again, infinite intelligence. My divine design is restored under grace. Again, my divine design is restored under grace. Now the inner pictures are not left to old fear. They are placed under the word. The mind may grow quiet. The body may rest. The soul may pass into sleep without dragging old shadows behind it. Say, I do not drag old shadows into sleep. Again, I do not drag old shadows into sleep. Say, I carry only the new word into the night. Again, I carry only the new word into the night. Now let us cleanse the heart. The heart may have gathered many things in one day, a little resentment, a little loneliness, a little envy, a little worry, a little disappointment, a little grief, a little impatience. Do not accuse the heart. It has carried much. Bless it. Place it under divine love. let it be washed in grace. Say, my heart is washed in grace. Again, my heart is washed in grace. Say, my heart is filled with divine love. Again, my heart is filled with divine love. Say, my heart rests in the new word. Again, my heart rests in the new word. The heart does not need to sleep in resentment. It does not need to sleep in longing. It does not need to sleep in shame. It does not need to sleep in fear. The heart may sleep in divine love. It may sleep in the assurance that what is yours by divine right cannot be withheld. It may sleep in the knowledge that divine order is working, whether or not the outer eye has seen the sign. Say, my heart sleeps in divine love. Again, my heart sleeps in divine love. Say, what is mine by divine right cannot be withheld. Again, what is mine by divine right cannot be withheld. Say, divine order is working now. Again, divine order is working now. This is the night my life begins to change under grace. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace. Now let us cleanse the body of fear. Fear often leaves traces in the body. The forehead tightens, the jaw holds, the throat closes, the shoulders rise, the hands grip, the chest braces, the stomach twists, the breath becomes small. But the body is not required to hold tomorrow. The body is not required to carry the day after the day is done. The body may release old fear into divine peace. Say, my body releases old fear. Again, my body releases old fear. Say, my body receives divine peace. Again, my body receives divine peace. Say, every part of me rests under grace. Again, every part of me rests under grace. Let the forehead release the day. Let the jaw release the unspoken argument. Let the throat release the words of fear. Let the shoulders release the burden. Let the hands release control. Let the chest release bracing. Let the stomach release dread. Let the breath receive peace. Say, I release the day from my body. Again, I release the day from my body. Say, I release old fear from my breath. Again, I release old fear from my breath. Say, I breathe under grace. Again, I breathe under grace. Now the body becomes a quiet house. Fear is not invited to remain. The lamps are low. The doors are guarded by divine love. The rooms are filled with peace. The new word rests in the center. Say, my body is a quiet house of peace. Again, my body is a quiet house of peace. Say, the new word rests within me. Again, the new word rests within me. And the new word is, this is the night my life begins to change under grace. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace. Now let the mind be taught what to do if fear returns before sleep. Do not follow it. Do not open the door wide and ask it to explain itself. Do not sit with it in long discussion. Do not let it take you down the old road. Answer it briefly, kindly, firmly. Fear says, remember the day. You answer, I place the day under grace. Fear says, what about tomorrow? You answer, divine order has gone before me. Fear says, nothing changes. You answer, this is the night my life begins to change under grace. Fear says, you must worry. You answer, I carry only the new word into the night. Say, I answer fear with the word. Again, I answer fear with the word. Say, I do not follow fear into the night. Again, I do not follow fear into the night. Now let us repeat the answers. I place the day under grace. Again, I place the day under grace. Divine order has gone before me. Again, divine order has gone before me. This is the night my life begins to change under grace. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace. I carry only the new word into the night. Again, I carry only the new word into the night. Now feel the cleansing. The day is not denied. It is placed. The fear is not studied. It is released. The future is not painted dark. It is entrusted. The night is not filled with old words. It is filled with the new word. Say, the day is placed. Again, the day is placed. The fear is released. Again, the fear is released. The future is entrusted. Again, the future is entrusted. The night is filled with the new word. Again, the night is filled with the new word. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Let the phrase become slower. Let it become less like effort and more like rest. This is the night my life begins to change under grace. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace. Now add, in perfect ways. This is the night my life begins to change under grace, in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace, in perfect ways. You do not take old fear into sleep. You do not take old labels into sleep. You do not take old shame into sleep. You do not take old arguments into sleep. You do not take old prophecies into sleep. You carry only the new word, and the new word is under grace. Say, I do not take old labels into sleep. Again, I do not take old labels into sleep. Say, I do not take old shame into sleep. Again, I do not take old shame into sleep. Say, I do not take old arguments into sleep. Again, I do not take old arguments into sleep. Say, I carry only the new word. Again, I carry only the new word. The new word is clean. The new word is peaceful. The new word is guided. The new word does not force. The new word does not deny divine timing. The new word does not harm another. The new word does not come from pride. The new word is under grace and in perfect ways. Say, my new word is clean. Again, my new word is clean. Say, my new word is peaceful. Again, my new word is peaceful. Say, my new word is under grace. Again, my new word is under grace. Now let the whole day be gathered once more and placed into infinite spirit. Whatever was unfinished, under grace. Whatever was painful, under grace. Whatever was confusing, under grace. Whatever was delayed, under grace. Whatever was lost, under grace. Whatever was feared, under grace. Whatever was hoped for, under grace. Whatever was spoken, under grace. Whatever remains unknown, under grace. Say, whatever is unfinished is under grace. Again, whatever is unfinished is under grace. Whatever is painful is under grace. Again, whatever is painful is under grace. Whatever is confusing is under grace. Again, whatever is confusing is under grace. Whatever is delayed is under grace. Again, whatever is delayed is under grace. Whatever is unknown is under grace. Again, whatever is unknown is under grace. Now the whole day, I place the day under grace. Again, I place the day under grace. And now, I do not take old fear into sleep. Again, I do not take old fear into sleep. The day no longer clings to you. The old fear no longer has permission. The night is not a storehouse for worry. The night is a sanctuary for the new word. The soul may rest there. The body may rest there. The mind may rest there. Divine order may work there. Say, the night is a sanctuary for the new word. Again, the night is a sanctuary for the new word. Say, divine order works in the sanctuary of sleep. Again, divine order works in the sanctuary of sleep. Now carry only this. This is the night my life begins to change under grace. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace. My life begins to change under grace. Again, my life begins to change under grace. Divine order opens the new way. Again, divine order opens the new way. I carry only the new word into the night. Again, I carry only the new word into the night. Now let it become very quiet. The old fear is outside the door. The day is under grace. The new word is inside. The soul is safe. The body is releasing. The future is held by infinite intelligence. Say, old fear is outside the door. Again, old fear is outside the door. Say, the day is under grace. Again, the day is under grace. Say, the new word is within me. Again, the new word is within me. Say, my future is held by infinite intelligence. Again, my future is held by infinite intelligence. This is the night my life begins to change under grace. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace. Now rest. Do not go back for the fear. Do not return to the day and pick up what has been placed down. Do not take the bill back from divine supply. Do not take the wound back from divine love. Do not take the mistake back from divine wisdom. Do not take the future back from infinite intelligence. Let each remain where it belongs. Say, I do not take back the burden. Again, I do not take back the burden. Say, I leave money with divine supply. Again, I leave money with divine supply. Say, I leave wounds with divine love. Again, I leave wounds with divine love. Say, I leave mistakes with divine wisdom. Again, I leave mistakes with divine wisdom. Say, I leave the future with infinite intelligence. Again, I leave the future with infinite intelligence. Now the night can receive you lightly. Not because nothing happened today, but because everything that happened today is under grace. Not because there is nothing to do tomorrow, but because tomorrow is under divine guidance. Not because the mind has every answer, but because infinite spirit knows the way. Say, everything that happened today is under grace. Again, everything that happened today is under grace. Say, tomorrow is under divine guidance. Again, tomorrow is under divine guidance. Say, infinite spirit knows the way. Again, infinite spirit knows the way. And now, I carry only the new word into the night. Again, I carry only the new word into the night. This is the night my life begins to change under grace. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace. Let the words grow softer and fewer. I do not take old fear into sleep. I place the day under grace. I carry only the new word into the night. This is the night my life begins to change under grace. Again, I do not take old fear into sleep. I place the day under grace. I carry only the new word into the night. This is the night my life begins to change under grace. Now slower. No old fear, only grace. No old story, only the new word. No old burden, only divine order. No old dread, only perfect ways. Again, no old fear, only grace. No old story, only the new word. No old burden, only divine order. No old dread, only perfect ways. Now let this be the last cleansing of the mind before deeper rest. The day is finished. The fear is released. The heart is quiet. The body is safe. The word is planted. Divine order is moving. The new way opens. And this is the night your life begins to change under grace. Again softly. The day is finished. The fear is released. The heart is quiet. The body is safe. The word is planted. Divine order is moving. The new way opens. And this is the night your life begins to change under grace. Rest now. Nothing old needs to follow you further. The old fear stays outside the door. The old day rests in grace. The new word goes with you. The new word watches beside you. The new word opens the way before you. You do not take old fear into sleep. You place the day under grace. You carry only the new word into the night. And this is the night your life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. And now, dear one, if you have come with me to this quiet ending, let the ending itself become a beginning. You have not merely listened to words. You have allowed a new word to come near the heart. You have allowed the old story to be questioned. You have allowed fear to loosen its claim. You have allowed the night to become a door. And even if the outer life still seems quiet, even if no visible sign has yet appeared, do not say that nothing has happened. A word has been planted. A burden has been placed under grace. A new direction has begun in the secret place. If these words found you at the right hour, return whenever the old story grows loud. Return when the mind says, nothing changes. Return when the heart says, I am too late. Return when money, love, health, work, memory, or the future begins to feel too heavy. Return when you need to remember that the old voices are not the voice of God. Return when you need to speak again the word that opens the perfect way. Write the words, if you feel led. This is the night my life begins to change. Let it be a quiet declaration, not of pride, not of force, not of haste, but of agreement with divine order. And if these words have brought peace to the hidden places of the heart, remain close to this teaching, return to it in the night, and let each listening become another gentle step into the life appointed for you under grace. Let this be your night prayer, not a prayer of struggle, not a prayer of pleading, not a prayer of fear, a prayer of release, a prayer of faith, a prayer of divine order, a prayer that says, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again softly, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. And now, even softer, my life begins to change under grace. Again, my life begins to change under grace. Sleep now, and let divine order open the new way. You do not need to keep watch over every road. You do not need to hold the future in your tired hands. You do not need to search the dark for signs. You do not need to awaken the old argument. The word has been spoken. The seed has been planted. The threshold has been crossed. The new way is under divine order. Say softly within yourself, the new way opens under grace. Again, the new way opens under grace. Say, divine order opens the new way. Again, divine order opens the new way. If the old story comes again, do not fear it. It is only an old echo. It has no divine authority. It may speak from habit, but you need not answer from habit. You may answer from grace. You may answer from the word. You may answer with the quiet certainty of one who knows that a false sentence repeated for years is still not stronger than divine truth. Say, the old story has no authority over me. Again, the old story has no authority over me. Say, divine truth has authority in my life. Again, divine truth has authority in my life. The old story may say, you are stuck. The word says, divine order opens the way. The old story may say, nothing changes. The word says, my life begins to change under grace. The old story may say, you are not chosen. The word says, divine selection knows my name. The old story may say, you are too late. The word says, divine timing restores my appointed good. The old story may say, you cannot receive. The word says, I receive my appointed good in perfect ways. Now let these answers grow soft inside you. They do not need to be shouted. They do not need to be defended. They are true under grace. Divine order opens the way. My life begins to change under grace. Divine selection knows my name. Divine timing restores my appointed good. I receive my appointed good in perfect ways. Again, divine order opens the way. My life begins to change under grace. Divine selection knows my name. Divine timing restores my appointed good. I receive my appointed good in perfect ways. Now rest from becoming someone else. You are not here to become a stranger. You are here to return to your divine design. You are here to release what was never truly yours. You are here to let the false names fall away. You are here to allow your true self to be restored under grace. Say, I am not becoming someone else. Again, I am not becoming someone else. Say, I am returning to my divine design. Again, I am returning to my divine design. Say, I release what was never truly mine. Again, I release what was never truly mine. Say, my true self is restored under grace. Again, my true self is restored under grace. Let the tired part of you hear this. You are not broken because you have been afraid. You are not lost because you have delayed. You are not outside grace because you have repeated old words. You are not rejected because a door once closed. You are not forgotten because an answer seemed slow. You are not your old fear. You are not your old shame. You are not your old story. You are the idea of God, restored under grace. Say, I am the idea of God, restored under grace. Again, I am the idea of God, restored under grace. Now the night grows quieter. Let it carry away the need to explain. Let it carry away the need to prove. Let it carry away the need to solve everything before morning. You do not need to settle every matter before sleep. You need only place every matter under grace. Say, I place every matter under grace. Again, I place every matter under grace. My money is under grace. Again, my money is under grace. My love is under grace. Again, my love is under grace. My health is under grace. Again, my health is under grace. My work is under grace. Again, my work is under grace. My future is under grace. Again, my future is under grace. My whole life is under grace. Again, my whole life is under grace. Now the day is finished. Whatever it brought, place it down. Whatever it failed to bring, place it down. Whatever was said, place it down. Whatever was not said, place it down. Whatever you feared, place it down. Whatever you hoped for, place it down. Whatever remains unfinished, place it down. The old day is finished. The new word begins. Say, the old day is finished. The new word begins. Again, the old day is finished. The new word begins. And the new word is, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Do not take old fear into sleep. Let fear remain outside the door. Let worry remain outside the door. Let shame remain outside the door. Let the old argument remain outside the door. Let the old identity remain outside the door. You carry only the new word into the night. Say, I do not take old fear into sleep. Again, I do not take old fear into sleep. Say, I carry only the new word into the night. Again, I carry only the new word into the night. Now the new word is enough. My life begins to change under grace. Again, my life begins to change under grace. The new way opens in perfect ways. Again, the new way opens in perfect ways. Divine order works while I rest. Again, divine order works while I rest. Let this be your night prayer. When you are too tired to think, say, my life begins to change under grace. When you do not know what to do, say, divine order opens the way. When the old story grows loud, say, the old story is finished under grace. When fear asks for proof, say, the word is planted, and divine law fulfills it. When the future seems hidden, say, infinite intelligence knows the way. Say, infinite intelligence knows the way. Again, infinite intelligence knows the way. Say, divine law fulfills the word. Again, divine law fulfills the word. Now sleep can come without defeat. Sleep is not failure. Sleep is not escape. Sleep is trust when the word has been spoken. Sleep is faith when the burden has been cast. Sleep is release when the day has been placed under grace. Sleep is a holy crossing when the new word is carried through the door. Say, I sleep in trust. Again, I sleep in trust. Say, I sleep under grace. Again, I sleep under grace. Say, I sleep while divine order works. Again, I sleep while divine order works. If these words found you at the right hour, return whenever the old story grows loud. Do not wait until fear has built a house in the mind. Return when the first old sentence appears. Return when the first heaviness comes. Return when the first thought says, nothing changes. Return and answer it with the word. Return and let the night become a door again. Return and place the day under grace again. Return and remember who you are in divine truth. You are not governed by old sentences. You are not governed by old fear. You are not governed by old delay. You are not governed by old shame. You are governed by divine truth under grace. Say, I am governed by divine truth under grace. Again, I am governed by divine truth under grace. Say, my life is rearranged by divine order. Again, my life is rearranged by divine order. Now let the voice within become softer. Let the teaching become less like instruction and more like a gentle current carrying you towards sleep. My life begins to change, under grace, in perfect ways. Again, my life begins to change, under grace, in perfect ways. The old story is finished, under grace. The new word is planted, under grace. The door is open, under grace. The way is prepared, under grace. Divine order is working, in perfect ways. Again, the old story is finished, under grace. The new word is planted, under grace. The door is open, under grace. The way is prepared, under grace. Divine order is working, in perfect ways. Now bless the one who listened to the end. Bless the soul that stayed near the word. Bless the heart that is willing to change. Bless the tired mind that is learning to rest. Bless the life that is being rearranged in quietness. Bless the unseen road. Bless the hidden door. Bless the appointed good. Bless the divine design coming forth. Say, I bless the life that is opening before me. Again, I bless the life that is opening before me. Say, I bless the divine design coming forth. Again, I bless the divine design coming forth. Say, I bless the new way under grace. Again, I bless the new way under grace. Now, if you feel led, write the words, "This is the night my life begins to change." Let the sentence stand as a seed. Let it be your agreement with the new word. Let it be your quiet sign that you no longer give the old story the last word. And if this teaching has brought peace to you, stay with it, return to it, and let your nights become places of divine order, one word at a time. Now there is nothing more to force, nothing more to prove, nothing more to argue, nothing more to carry. The burden is placed, the word is spoken, the seed is planted, the door is open, the new way begins. Say, the burden is placed. Again, the burden is placed, the word is spoken. Again, the word is spoken, the seed is planted. Again, the seed is planted, the door is open. Again, the door is open, the new way begins. Again, the new way begins. And now, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, softer. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, softer still, my life begins to change under grace. Divine order opens the new way. I sleep in perfect ways. Let the body become heavy with peace. Let the forehead soften. Let the eyes rest. Let the jaw unclench. Let the shoulders release. Let the hands open. Let the breath be quiet. Let the heart stop bracing against tomorrow. Tomorrow is under grace. The future is under grace. The new life is under grace. Say, tomorrow is under grace. Again, tomorrow is under grace. The future is under grace. Again, the future is under grace. My new life is under grace. Again, my new life is under grace. Sleep now, and let divine order open the new way. Sleep now, and let infinite intelligence arrange what you cannot arrange. Sleep now, and let divine love heal what you cannot heal by struggle. Sleep now, and let divine supply meet what you cannot meet by fear. Sleep now, and let the divine design come forth in perfect ways. Say, divine order opens the new way. Again, divine order opens the new way. Say, infinite intelligence arranges the way. Again, infinite intelligence arranges the way. Say, divine love heals the way. Again, divine love heals the way. Say, divine supply meets every need. Again, divine supply meets every need. Now the words become fewer. My life begins to change, under grace, in perfect ways. Again, my life begins to change, under grace, in perfect ways. The old story is finished. The new word begins. The night is blessed. The threshold is crossed. The soul is quiet. Divine order is working, and all is under grace. Again, very softly, the old story is finished. The new word begins. The night is blessed. The threshold is crossed. The soul is quiet. Divine order is working, and all is under grace. Rest now. Let this be your night prayer. This is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. Again, this is the night my life begins to change under grace and in perfect ways. And now, as the voice fades into the silence of the night, my life begins to change. The new way opens. Divine order works. I sleep under grace, and so it is, under grace, in perfect ways.